And I think we're live. We're live. Welcome, chat. Let me know if for some reason you guys aren't hearing me or like things aren't picking up and all that kind of stuff. I want to make sure that we're literally moving and grooving. As you can see, I have a slew of characters here with me today to launch the Sunday Fundays here on my channel, Little Red Dot. Yay, we're live! Yay, chat says we're live. So you must be doing things right. Cool, so coming in loud and clear. I love it. If you're out there tuning in, thanks for being the first bit to show up. Come check out the shenanigans that will ensue. I have mimosas. I have heard that the rest of our players are also potentially partaking in Sunday Funday drinks. So we'll see how that turns out. Yeah, a few things about today. So, the channel's really, really new, but I have a fun, slew of cool things set up for you guys. So, let me see if I can't, tell you a little bit about those. So you can donate and affect today's game. Basic things that you've probably seen before, nat 1s, nat 20s, those kinds of things. Let's see if I can't give you some more information. That will take you to the Streamlabs link where you can make that donation. Since I am not in any way affiliated yet, so no bits, but you can give just, regular old cash. We take your gold and your silver and your platinum. Yeah, and if you want to see the table breakdown of what you can donate, you can just scroll down below. There's a big green letters that say donations, and it'll tell you all about that. In fact, one of the two things that you can do beyond basic nat 20s and affecting the game is to donate off of the magical dot list, which is just what it sounds like, kind of like the black spot that you would get. It's like that, but all of them have different magical effects. So when you donate, a player will random roll off the magic dot table, which we have started to populate. And you, in fact, can add magic dots to the magic dot list. Ooh, maybe I got that wrong. Try again. Haha! You can go add some. So, before you donate, if you want to add to the list, get over there, drop some in. You just gotta tell me what kind of effect it does. And that's pretty much the long and short of the donation thing. If, something comes up or something doesn't work, holler at me, chat. We're still all figuring this out. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to chat with these really cool players I've got here and to roll some dice and do some D&D on a Sunday morning. I've been up with 2 cups of coffee, and this is mimosa number 2, so I'm really excited, if you can't tell. So let's do this. I've got this stellar cast. We're just going to go around in the order that I see you guys on my screen. Which first up is Scraticus. So Scrat, introduce yourself and tell us about your character. That's awesome. Great. I can't wait. And next I've got old Wise Papa Grant here. I can't believe he's first up on my channel. I did say that. All right, one sec. So there's a possibility Scrat was muted. We're gonna try to figure that out. Let me. Yeah. Me too. No, let's see. It looks like there was some kind of audio issue. Let's figure it out. Okay, great. So let's see if that didn't do it. Check, you guys. Anything? Audio output is being an asshole. Check.
Give test with your sound.
I still say my desktop sound's not coming. Oh, audio output. There it is. Okay, we're there.
Oh, can you hear?
We're there. Okay.
We're coming at you.
Got trained to Georgia. He's living on a
Everyone's gonna go, mute him again, just mute him again, Chelsea.
Well, this has gotten off to a riot of a start. Okay, so I think we're ready.
Boom.
I don't know if it was their singing or if it was, in fact, my advanced technology skills.
We Spartacus sprayed you.
has inspired me through that. So actually, Scrat, because I missed you, we're gonna backtrack, and I'm gonna let you do your intro again. I'm sorry about that, man.
Of course, no problem whatsoever. Good morning, everyone. I am Scraticus, and today I shall be playing Avery Bergram, the character we made yesterday live on stream, who is here at the festival to look at all the little feasty things that can be feasted upon and have a good time. Not necessarily the halflings, but maybe.
All right. Yeah. So there will probably be some halflings. I've no doubt. Halflings like to drink, right? Oh, thanks for the follow there, peeps. Things are popping up. Yeah, and let's see. Next up, we've got Grant. Grant, like I said, I'm so excited that you're here. Tell us about your character.
Well, you know, little red dot, if you're looking for dudes that are hot, you've got Greg, Scrat, and Rim, and the bad boy joining them. We're going to sling dice in your game. It's going to be insane. Your dungeon mastering will be tested because this party won't be bested. We're making the most before this Monday by getting groovy on Sunday Funday. I'll be playing Tobias Wood Whistle. When he eats the bacon, he eats the gristle. He's a rogue. And I don't have a rhyme with that because I only wrote like 8 bars before. I realized I didn't have like a rap before your game. But yeah, I'm pretty chaotic, neutral rogue scout. When he makes kisses, he likes to pout. I'm done. I'm done.
This whole thing's going to turn into a nursery rhyme. I feel it. It's going to happen.
We'll see.
Oh my god. Oh my god. All right. GB preview.
Mark says he's going to teach me how to cut a promo. Look, you are the cold-blooded sausage maker. And I'm going to gather up every little piglet and grind them into sausage. Sorry. Mark and I both shoot the pro wrestling promos back and forth all day.
Well,
but yeah, I'm playing a rogue, and he's cool.
He's cool. Yes, rogue, wrestling, rhymes. We've got, all kinds of crazy things. Thank all you people for the follows out there today. I see you all coming in. In fact, eventually I'm going to get my own, like, personalized gifts, but for now they're all cat themed, because I love nothing more than kitty cats, so all of today's gifts that'll pop up are all cats. So if you need some more cats in your life, you can follow me, you can donate, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Cool. Next up is, of course, old Greg. What's up, Greg?
I'm old Greg.
Oh, Greg.
Hey, old Greg.
Oh, Greg. Not old. not old. Oh, like in the South, you like this is old Greg.
Excellent save. Okay. Anyway, I'm very happy to be here. I love playing with these guys. They are the best. Chelsea is the best, and we are all going to have the bestest Funday Sunday that you could ever Sunday and kick it off with. Today, I will be playing the half-orc wizard, Bruce Tanner. And just so I can talk like the Hulk from Thor Ragnarok for 3 hours. And that's it. Let's do this.
Awesome. And last but certainly not least is my old friend, my old southern friend, Grand Pippy Shippy, played by our own little Rimley Farr.
What's up, everybody? Yes, I am. His name's Rim. I'm playing Grand Pippy Shippy. He's a nice little character that started off on the, I believe, Second Life fundraiser over on Nerd Immersion, so I'm bringing him back. He is D&D's first cantankerous old halfling double crossbow wielding lycanthropotamus. I mean, he is a halfling druid. That's how I'm starting my lycanthrope, but instead of something standard and lame like a wolf or a bear or a rat that he has been bitten by, he is a were hippo. Getting mad, the hippo comes out. Full moon, hippo comes out. Lives in the woods, lives in the swamp, the dank swamp. It's where he belongs. And he is tired of people encroaching on his land. He wants to see what all this hubbub is. There's been some of his little tribal people been disappearing. So the Grand Pippy of the Shippies has got to go out and do something about this.
Oh, and we've had our first donation. Holy cow, I didn't even get words out of my mouth. So we get, I'll go pull that up again. It looks like I think we got 2 nat 20s and a nat 1 that were donated. So I'll pass those out here in a second. So, in fact, we are going to start our adventure today in the dank swamps, which is just what it sounds like, the dankest of the dank swamps. Covered in this top green layer of pollen and rot over the years. The trees are dense and thick, and the ground is soft and moist, if not wet at all points. On the outskirts of this swamp, in fact, there has been a kind of settlement started to build around a particular pub known as the Ginger Brew Pub. And the Ginger Brew Pub is very, very famous, at least has become so in the last about 8 years or so, for a fall beer festival, an ale festival that happens, thanks to the proprietor there, Brulnice Lady Chops. She is the great red-haired dwarf that brews the ginger brew and grows it herself. And I actually am going to start out, Grandpappy, you're from this swamp. What, in fact, do you do on Sundays in the swamp?
Mostly in the swamp, you can find Grandpappy. There's always like a revival going on with his folks. They're Pentecostalopotamuses, as far as their alignment goes. And go with that.
I did.
But today, it's one of those special days. There's a festival going on, and he's been worried. You know, Grandpappy has been there's been some stuff going down. You know, his crops ain't yielding like they used to be. There's who knows what? Could it be a witch? Maybe it might be a witch. Could it be some creepy old ghost thing? Who knows? There's some investigation needs to be done. So Grandpappy Shippy, as the leader, losing my spinners, I don't want to get X-rated. As the Pippy of this tribe. Oh boys, he's heading out. He's gonna do some investigations.
All right, what you investigating in particular? Anything? Just trying to figure out maybe why your crops aren't doing so hot.
Oh, yeah. See, he wants to go check out his crops just ain't yielding what they used to yield. You know, he's gonna go and like tell me your secrets, grass. He wants to kind of go up there, and he is going to cast. Oh, it's perfect. Boom. And he's gonna literally tell me your secrets, grass, as he kind of speak with plants. On this, he has one corn stalk because there's like his good corn.
Yeah. Okay. So the one good corn at the base actually of the stalk is just like this, just faintest, tiniest, wiltiest piece of grass, and it like blows in the wind, and as it does so, you can hear it whisper in your ear, and it says, "Grandpappy."
Yes, corn. Please tell me what's going on with you.
I'm dying, it says.
You can't be dying, corn. My favorite corn. I've been planting you for a whole 6-month span. What's going on? Tell me.
The corn again, it whistles in the wind. And you hear it say, "It's sucking our life. The ground is sucking our life."
That's the opposite of what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to take life out of the ground. Oh no. I have to call the tribal coroner to do something about this.
The song says, you can hear it go, "No, you must see the dwarf. Her crops are dying too."
Oh, it's an epidemic. It's not just us. Oh, I will get to the bottom of this.
And I pluck the corn, bury it.
Ashes to ashes, husk to husk.
As I lay it down, and I set off with my double-barrel crossbow
into the swamp. Yeah, so you're setting out to kind of leave the swamp. You live on kind of the interior circle of it, and as you begin to exit, Avery, in fact, what are you doing in the swamp? Because I'm going to guess that you're in your snakiest snake form. You live in the swamp, correct? Are you native?
I am indeed a native. In fact, I have been nearby. I have been nearby surveying these halfling tribes, which turn into very large morsels at the full moon. And I will be following him, maybe Grandpappy Sheepy, following him to the ginger brew pub to eat.
Oh, I see. Are you following him in secrecy?
Oh, certainly.
Okay, why don't you roll me a stealth check then to make sure Grandpappy doesn't,
This is something that I can do.
Do I get roll perception against that?
Yeah, you do.
Catch his sneaky ass.
He's about 13 snake stealth. Oh, and a 20 perception from Grand Pippy Shippy. As you're kind of walking through, I mean, you live here, and you're with your lycopotamus, or you are the lycopotamus. You have a hippopotamus.
Yes. Yeah, I am. Yeah. It's a form I can turn into if I need to.
I see. So yeah, you're kind of trekking through, and because of all your time in the swamp, you can hear that slither of a snake on the top of the ground lit water, and it is following you.
I hear this voice, like, right as I put one mud-covered boot forward, I snatch up my crossbow, whip around, and
There's a snake behind my boot.
And sure enough, you see this Avery. You can't miss it. He caught you.
Are you in snake form or human form? I don't know how Yuan-Ti work. Are they?
So mostly human form. Mostly,
Okay.
yeah. It's not a lot. I look very sinuous.
Like Voldemort. You got a
Yeah.
Voldemort look to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of.
Hello, stranger. What you doing? Following me there, buddy.
Good morning, friend. I believe
Oh,
you are going to the pub, and I would like to join you on this venture. You head towards the pub, yes?
I might be, and I see. Oh, we're friends apparently now. It's from the way you're talking now. So, I am headed towards the pub. Why does this matter to you? I have my business. I mean, and you have your business. What's your business?
You see, I am new to these parts, and I do not know the way.
Really, brand new, ain't you? Huh. Well, have you noticed anything weird happening around here? Because right now, the weirdest thing I see is you. I'm trying to sneak out weird things.
Yes, I suppose to your kind I must look very strange.
You're very skinny.
And
I'm
I'll come a lot closer to Grand Pippin.
Yeah. You kind of waddle up to him. As this is going on, you guys have kind of begun to crest the edge of the swamp into more kind of flat, plain land, where you can see the settlement. And in fact, this pub that sits in the center of it, well-built wooden structure. You guys are about half a mile out from it. And why don't the both of you quick roll a perception as you begin to exit this swampland? Oh. Well, Grand Pippy, you have a snake friend. That's really that is in fact what you know. Scrat, Avery begins to notice the amount of dead plant life on the exterior, as if the swamp is beginning to pull in on itself. It's dissipating inwards from what it once was. You can see where what used to be probably water beds and things have begun to dry up and settle. The ground is now dry dirt. It's not quite as moist and soft as you, somebody that lives in the swamp, definitely swamp critter, would know. Is strange that the swamp is dissipating. And you see the road actually in front of you as you kind of notice this and look out over the town. And down the road walk Tobias Woodthistle and Bruce Tanner. Why don't the both of you, we'll start with old Tobias, tell me how exactly you found yourself here, doing this and on the way to what should be the greatest ale festival of the fall. Oh, you might be muted there, Grant.
It's all good. You didn't hear what I had to say. I heard there's great betting action this time of year on the Shambling Mound races, because they kind of shamble and they stroll and they go through the swamp, and as long as you stay up high, it's pretty safe. I figured I can make some money by rigging the races by anchoring one of the Shambling Mounds and betting on the other one. Didn't turn out too well. Turns out they don't like you to lash them up, and they eat your hirelings when they get too close. So, but with that, I have a good friend of mine, Carl the Dwarf, and he is the finest connoisseur of all kinds of ales, beers, alcoholic beverages. He's a brewer by trade, and I wanted to find something special for him. So this would be the place to do it.
This is true. The ginger brew, in fact, this kind of red pale ale, is very, very famous for its taste. It is known that the woman that brews it, old Brunice Lady Chops, she uses some kind of special ingredient that is her super secret. And procuring a keg of this would be the utmost gift for a friend that has the taste.
Yeah, and I think I might even be able to figure out what her secret ingredient is. I'm going to try to convince her that I'm like a nephew.
Okay. All right, great. Yeah, so you kind of walk up to the door, and right behind you, in fact, is Bruce Tanner. What has brought you to this small settlement for the famous ginger brew?
Well, Bruce Tanner, by just fate, is forced to wander the land as he needs to right the wrongs of the sins of his origin, which is shrouded in mystery, of course. As he is wearing a long purple robe with shredded purple pants underneath, he is 6.5, 7 feet tall, carrying a gnarled walking stick that is more tree than actual stick or branch. And he is coming here for the single purpose of figuring out what the secret ingredient is, because he needs it for a spell. This is a spell that may be able to correct the sins of the past and allow him to walk again in the light and no longer travel the earth righting wrongs.
Well, of course it would be the two people most in search of the secret ingredient that make it to the tavern, or to this pub first. It is a quaint pub until you open the door and realize that the inside is very open. There's the seating is kind of around the edges, as if this place is probably hopping usually. And unfortunately, for as big and open and as rowdy as it probably could be, it is relatively quiet. Now, Avery and Grandpappy Shippy, you see Tobias Woodthistle and Bruce Tanner kind of crest the entryway into this pub. You guys are just steps behind them. And Grandpappy, you know in the past, the day before the Great Festival is usually, this place is packed. And it is currently dead.
I kind of lean over to Avery and
I say that this place looks almost as void of life as my cornfield. This usually should be hopping.
Yes, I wouldn't know.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're new here.
Yeah,
and
yes,
gonna
very
kick
new.
kick into the bar.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
You're growing corn in a swamp?
Yeah?
That's a plain crop. It'll look. No.
Yeah, Grant's like, that's it, I'm out, I quit.
No.
Sorry.
I'm done.
I can believe the were-hippo, but not this corn.
No corn in the swamp.
Yeah, it's
Too
like...
If that's your problem, Grandpappy, this shit don't work.
Yeah, God, Grandpappy, who taught you to farm?
My character has expertise in nature, so it's like ridiculously high, so it's just like, wait, what? No.
So, Tobias and Bruce, you guys also enter and notice it's pretty empty, only for the door behind you to basically be, like, kicked in by Grandpappy Shippy. He and Avery walk through the door, and the four of you look upon a pretty desolate excuse for a party. There are decorations, but behind the bar stands this very plump female dwarf who has these extremely long sideburns that run down into braids down her chin. And she looks a bit distraught as she vigorously wipes the table down in thought.
Auntie Lady Chops!
I'm sorry. That was my mimosa going down the wrong way. She says, she goes, hey, what? Who are you?
It's me, your nephew Tobias. I'm here to help you prepare for the festival.
Tobias? I don't have a nephew named Tobias. I don't even have a brother.
Yeah, but you had a sister.
Are you trying to deceive her into believing she has a long-lost sister?
Yes.
Okay, why don't you roll a deception?
Why else would I be here?
Roll a deception.
All right.
Let's see. Don't forget, each of you, in fact, thanks to Karahim, each have a nat 20, and I have a nat 1. So she's also going to roll a nat 1. I'm going to go ahead and use mine for my first roll. And she goes, yes, my sister. I have not heard from her since birth. What are you doing here? Here, come in, family, come in. She says, are you here for... Yes, are you here for the festival?
We're here for the festival. Help you prepare.
And she breaks down into blubbering tears.
There. Give us a hug. Give us a hug. Put it out.
And she just is like
Chelsea.
weeping.
At this point, Bruce Tanner is going to walk up as well, seeing the success that his friend Tobias has just had, and he'll go,
I'm here too, and I have come to help you with all your problems.
and I'm going to nat 20 my deception check, as he is going to convince her that he too is her nephew.
We were adopted.
And she like brings Bruce Tanner in close and buries her face, what is probably in your crotch area, in fact, depending upon her height. And she is a very rotund woman. Her face is beet red, probably from crying even before you guys got here. And she blubbers out, "They won't grow the crops. My beautiful wheat bush is dying."
I look at Avery. Look back to her. Avery, back to her.
What's this about crops not growing?
She goes, my wheat that I make the beer with is dead. I couldn't get it to grow this season. She picks up her braid, wipes her eyes.
The weather has been bad.
The weather has been perfect. Everything I touch just dies.
Have you been touching my corn?
I don't think so. I don't grow corn.
Okay.
You can't grow corn here. It's field crop.
She goes, that's why I don't grow corn. I grow wheat. Big stalks of red wheat.
Also a plain crop. All right, look. We'll help you out. Between us.
You help me?
This is the great agriculture adventure. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to terraform the land.
Yeah.
I felt a farmer's almanac coming on.
The Grapes of Wrath, D&D.
She says...
Oh, man. Sorry for my weaselly laugh.
Oh, that's brilliant. She kind of like, hearing this and the fact you guys want to help, she says, I don't know what to do. I did everything the same as usual, and tomorrow's the festival, and everybody's gonna be here, and there's no beer.
Where's the nearest town over? Maybe we can rob it of its beer and bring it over.
She says it won't be as good.
I got some powerful stuff back at my place, but I think it depends. Are you okay with people dying from consuming some stuff every now and then? It might be a bit too much.
I don't know if my insurance covers that. It's a big liability, she says.
It's getting real. We're about to do some fucking taxes for the next 2.5 hours, guys.
Yeah, farming and taxes. This is really Georgia.
All right, according to the treaty between the Golden Fields and Schultz.
Yeah, as soon as Bruce hears something about insurance, he saddles up and puts his elbow on the bar.
Tell me, what do you pay in premiums?
She goes, the last group that I sent to go find out what happened, they never came back.
Where did you send these people?
Into the swamp.
Oh, that's where I live. I didn't do anything to them. What about you, Avery?
I am very new to the swamp, very new. I don't think I have seen anyone yet. You are the first person that I have seen, Grand Hippie.
Yeah, I'm a native of the swamp. I mean, I'm not going to get lost in there. It's where I live. It's my home.
This is why I follow you. Yes.
Yes, you should. Everyone follow me.
You live in the swamp?
Yeah, can't you tell by my dirty complexion and my creepy voice?
Is that a prerequisite?
Yes. It's a character requirement.
She says, She goes, they came. I hired them from the city. They came.
Oh.
They came from Waterdeep. They went into the swamp and they never came back. That was the third group.
You hired Waterdeep people to come out here? The water ain't even deep in Waterdeep. It's misnamed. Down here, that's where it's. You gotta hire the dank people to go into the dank swamp. That's me. If you want to figure out the source of this problem, you gotta get someone who knows how it's at. That's me, the Grand Pippi, the shippiest of all. So, mayhaps you and I have the same problem, because my crops haven't been growing. You think the problem's out in the swamp. So, where in the swamp did you send these professionals who don't even know how to navigate around the moss?
Well, the last two groups I sent to the center of the swamp.
Oh, center of the swamp. I'm not much of a center of the swamp kind of guy. I'm more of like a, like inner circle of the swamp, sometimes along the outside area. But
Centered.
it's I could probably do something about that. I mean, in any specific area of the center of the swamp, is there like, if you have a map, maybe a specific pinpoint?
She waddles over behind the bar as you're kind of like jabbering away, and she pulls out what looks to be a very old book of some kind. It's relatively small and seems to be handwritten, and she flops it down and she says, "When I came here 8 years ago, and I cleared this land so that we could build a settlement."
I remember that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Go on.
Is that sass? Did you just sass me?
Man, you ain't in the position to bargain for sass.
It's a character in itself. Okay, yeah, she says, I was given this, by a local who said it would be important for me to know. And she cracks it open and it's handwritten, and she passes it over to you. All four of you, really.
What, you said local. I might know this person. Do you remember who it was?
It was just this really creepy old lady. She, came and she said I need it, and then she just went back in the swamp.
We have a pretty good, high, creepy old lady population-wise in this swamp. I mean, but wait. And I kind of... There's a witch that lives out there.
A witch?
A witch?
A witch?
A witch?
Burn her!
Habit.
Habit, my bad. Yeah, and when you crack this book open, you guys begin to flip through. It does seem like maybe that's what this book is. It's actually a diary or a journal of some kind from the Swamp Witch, this kind of legendary witch. And Bruni sleeps and she goes, I thought it was just a fairy tale, a legend. Why would she be killing the swamp? She's supposed to love the swamp!
Witches don't love anything. I don't know if you know that, but witches, the only thing they love is death, destruction, and mayhem. At least that's what I learned back in my schooling days. Yeah, I made it all the way to second grade. Don't thank you yet. But it seems the only ones being hurt are us. Now, I have a strong feeling that this little witch lady, she ain't getting hurt. She's probably doing quite well. She's probably got corn all over her creepy house. So, I tell you what.
Perhaps her roof is a plane.
True. Plain roof.
So, Bruni strives the last of the tears, and she says, "So, what are you trying to tell me here, Grand Pippy Shippy? Are you trying to tell me you're gonna go in the swamp and tell the witch to stop killing the plants?"
If the witch won't listen to me, I got 3 others behind here that are going to help her listen. Because 2 of them, they're your family. And I know about family. Family will do anything. They'll put their lives on the line.
Is that
to
right,
help
family?
out. Won't they, family guys?
I'm like halfway through my second ham salad sandwich I've made for myself in the back. And I'm like,
And what about the scary one? She points at Avery.
No, I am not scary. No, I am a friend.
Bruni's goes, "I don't trust him." She's like, "Okay, Well, I guess the festival's not happening this year, but I do have one keg of brew left from last year. I've been sitting on it.
Does it keep it warm? Are you trying to hatch it?
Shh,
Not
it's my
appropriate.
secret ingredient. It's sitting on the it's my secret ingredient. It's hatching my brew.
Well,
They
goodbye,
came in
everybody.
a
I
fart.
found out why I'm here.
No, she says, I just have one keg left. That's it. It's in the back. It's yours. You can all share it if you just figure out why nothing will grow.
She turns around like,
Oh yeah, I get a lot from helping this out. So I'm heading out there, guys. What about you three?
Well, I do not know the swamp very well. Perhaps I should stay and console the fair maiden. And Avery will look at Realness with sort of.
Who's kind of like.
Aunt, I can't promise you that Avery won't eat you at the end of all this. What I can promise you is we will solve this mystery, and what happens after that is nature's way.
Me, Bruce Tanner, promised nothing, but I'll go into swamp.
Oh, thank you, Bruce family and Tobias and Scary Snake Man and Grandpippy. Oh, Grandpippy, you can drink for free at this pub anytime. Just you gotta come back.
You'll never turn a profit.
And Bruni says, I gave one of these to the other three groups that disappeared. And she pulls out a kind of hand-drawn map that looks to be a copy, actually, from the one that's in the book that Grandpippy has, kind of a personal one, to a location. There's not anything written, just a mark on a page that looks to be the center of the swamp, in fact.
it's like witch arrow.
Yeah. Burn her. Here. But yeah, there seems to be something that's marked on the center of the swamp.
Grandpa should be definitely hold this out in front of him.
I know exactly where this is. All right, folks. It's time to get a party afoot. Are you ready?
Yes.
I love the silence from Tobias and Bruce are like, all right. And you guys kind of step back off in the direction. Grandpippy, in fact, knows the way, so why don't you just roll, you'll have to roll a survival to navigate you through, but you can do it with advantage since this is y'all's swamp.
Can I lead the way? I am a scout who is trained to...
Oh, yes, by all means. You can also roll a survival.
Please tell me, was this
27.
Yeah, yes, go ahead, say that again, Avery.
Was this a witch like the Grandpippy, a little person?
Grandpippy, the tales that you know of the witch are more like fairy tales. They were told in the local swamps and have been over the years. It always evolves as to who she is and what she is, but there always seems to be some kind of spiritual presence that is located in the center of the swamp, which is why nobody ever goes there. And it is whispered that, in fact, she is some kind of changed human, that she was always human, and she's been kind of mutated and affected. But, that being said, there was a woman that was killed many, many moons ago, probably 30 years ago, that they believed to be this witch. So the local people continue it as a fairy tale for kids to scare them from going into the swamp. But the witch, per se, is rumored to have been killed and left for dead in the swamp. And in fact, Grandpippy, at your survival against Tobias' survival, even though you've got that swamp, those swamp skills, his scout skills kick in, and lead you guys pretty safely through, past, Grandpippy's, personal estate, I guess. Avery, I don't know where you've been hanging out. Do you have, like, a house in the swamp, or, like, a...
Lily pad or something.
Mainly the reeds.
Oh, the reeds, yeah, you hang out in the reeds.
Under the water with just my nose.
So you actually lead Tobias then to the edge of the reeds where the water gets a little deeper. It's actually like a catching of water here. There's a few sandbars, but all in all, it's very, very deep. The water seems to kind of drop off to 10 or 12 feet maybe, but it's dark and black. And this is Avery's home, I guess, where he hangs out in the reeds.
Ava, your house is weird.
No, I am new here. This is familiar territory, but I like scooping away some of their belongings. Like I do not, they have not been here before.
And you note, in fact, as well, that you're not the only one that calls these reeds home.
Mm.
There is a very large crocodile that likes to frequent the edges of these reeds and pull suspecting and looming adventurers in.
That's called the croc shot.
Yes, and these belongings, these strange spare skins and things, they are definitely the crocodiles and nothing to do with me.
Trying to bury them.
How
How embarrassing!
A couple of my kind have disappeared lately. Maybe it's could it be this witch or this crocodile that's taken them away?
Oh, I would reckon so. They are evil creatures. Evil.
Would you like to continue through the reeds and try to swim it? What is your trajectory? The reeds going through the water seems to be the shortest trajectory based on the map you were given, but going around it would ensure more safety.
Grand Pippy Shippy ain't afraid of no swamp monster because he's the biggest, baddest mofo in the swamp.
You are when she turned into a hippo, but let's disturb the waters and see what comes up. So I grab 5 copper coins and I throw them out into each direction and start disturbing the waters to see if anything happens. While this is going on, I start to give a motivational speech. Stand up, you can do it. You have a dream? You want to find a witch in the swamp? You have to stop at nothing to make that dream possible. It's alive in you! And I go on and on and on.
Yeah. Go ahead, Grand Pippa, you got something to say?
I was just saying, Grand Pippy's gonna be on the side mumbling.
My name's Tobias. I have +8 scouting. I can navigate this one better, Grand Pippa. Look at me. Have this little moment.
So,
Perhaps-
Tobias... Yeah, go ahead, Avery.
Since you are so strong and big, perhaps I could hold on to you as you make your way through the reeds.
I look up at him like,
You're taller than me.
Yes, but you're so strong.
Oh, I am pretty strong. And I can breathe underwater if I have a long enough little pipe to breathe through.
I have a long enough reed.
yeah.
Can we all get reed pipes and just float around underwater for the rest of the adventure?
You can totally aim to try to do that and not be eaten.
Avery's like arms crossed and just sitting like this, moving through the water.
Yeah.
How long will a level 8 party last in underwater combat?
Oh my god. So you guys are kind of having this conversation. Tobias has splashed the water. He's making this giant thing. Avery and Grand Pippi are trying to decide what exactly who's riding who. And Bruce Tanner, you've been very quiet. Why don't you roll the perception watching the water?
Nope.
Add a 2. You don't see anything.
Yeah, Bruce is just thinking.
There's no way the corn can grow here.
You keep testing the ground.
Shut up, yes, it can.
And in fact, we're going to watch as I want to make sure I get this, this crocodile, this giant croc, surfaces the water behind you guys. We're going to see if he does it stealthily or not, because I think he might, if all goes well. He does not do it stealthily. You hear his body come up, and this crocodile is pretty big. He would be able to swallow Bruce, in fact, if necessary. And he is headed fast and loose for the shoreline where you guys are standing.
You guys ever seen a croc that big?
No, I am new to the swamp. I never seen him before.
It's not the size of the croc. It's the, no, I don't got anything. By the way, my speech gives everyone 10 temporary hit points.
Oh, we'll have at that. That's awesome. Yeah, so you guys have these temporary hit points. It has inspired you as the crocodile makes land, and we will, in fact, go into initiative. We're gonna fight croc.
Oh, shit.
17.
Thank you guys for all the follows out there. I see all of you. I'm not ignoring you. You guys are the jam. I appreciate it. All right.
Tobias is awake.
Yeah, I was about to say, Tobias is the only one, even after his speech. So, in fact, it will be Tobias, followed by the Croc, followed by Graham, Pippi, Greg, and Scrat. So, yep, Avery... No, excuse me, not Avery. What's your name? Oh, your name's Bruce. Bruce and Avery. And we are going to go right into it. So you're actually going to get the first hit there, Tobias, or first opportunity, as it begins to make land.
How close is it to the party?
About 10 feet before it hits the edge of the riverbank. And you guys were probably, 5 or 6 feet off the edge of the water.
Here's essentially what I want to do. It looks like it's going right after me in initiative order, right?
It is.
So I want to ready an action. If it comes 5 feet closer and is within 5 feet of the party, then I will leap on it and use my nat 20 to critical hit it.
Oh, okay. It is, in fact, going for the shoreline. So it's going to take its first attack. The first one's going to be a bite at Tobias. So we'll see if that gives it a go. And he gets a second attack. Yep.
I should get my
your
attack
action. You're first. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make your first one because you'll get the with the nat 20 crit.
So I use my nat 20 crit, and here's what we do. We do 2d8 plus 3 plus 8d6, and I hit it first with 40 points of damage.
Does not like that at all. It like.
And then using my crossbow expert and sharpshooter feat, I fire my hand crossbow as a bonus action in point blank range without disadvantage. 18 to hit.
18 does hit.
And I do another 4 points of piercing.
Perfect. Yeah, you can see that you've damaged it pretty heavily, even considering its size. And it's bleeding out now into the water, and you can see the red seeping into this black, tarry water pit that it has submerged from.
Cool.
Yup. And it goes to the Croc's turn. So that Croc will take his attack at the 21 for bite back at you, but its tail's going to whip around and, in fact, attempt to hit Bruce. So we'll hit both of those. So tail, bite, woo! At a 26, hot dog. Alright, so the first one, we do get a bite. He kind of nips at your feet as he comes up. And I want to make sure I get that right. So his hit on you will be, ooh, so 26 points of damage for the first bite there on Tobias.
I use my uncanny dodge to reduce it by half.
Do so. Fantastic.
Okay.
And the tail whips around, hits, I'm guessing that hits Bruce at a 26, and is going to do 2d8. Of damage with this like hard tail as it hits you in the back of the knees for 13 points of bludgeoning damage from its tail. But it is now on land. It is no longer in the water and is about 5 to 7 feet from each of you as you guys kind of semicircle around it. And we move right along to Grand Pippi. Weren't you next up?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Of course, he's very startled by this giant beast coming charging out, biting, snipping. And he's going to look at Dead in its beady little eyes and fix its gaze. And go, "Oop. Hey! You cut that out!" And cast Animal Friendship on the crocodile.
Oh my god. Okay, he gets, there's some kind of, it's like a, choose a beast you can see.
What's intelligence?
Yeah. It's 4 higher. It's not, in fact. It's a -4.
Cut that out! Stop it! And he's going to make a wisdom save.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Well, that's just a flat D20. Out of 14.
Oh, shit.
Did he make it?
He did.
He made it! Okay, great. The croc turns to you, and you can see it, like, flinch. It lets out that, like, giant sound as it tries to fight it, and turns and looks you dead with its beady little eyes as it fights your animal friendship. It doesn't want to be your friend.
Be my friend!
Sundays are not for
Son of a bitch.
friendships. Awesome. And it moves right along to Bruce, in fact.
I want to like that tail. Need some fire.
So he was going to fire firebolt at it, and
Firebolt or fireball? You're not going to blow us all up, are you?
Oh, God.
no, it's a firebolt. It's a firebolt. It's a 17 to hit.
A 17 does, in fact, hit.
Okay, so I should have just already had this done, but
That's okay.
ignore this roll, and I'll go with the
8 fire.
8 fire. And he's going to use one of his power surges to add 4 more onto that for 12.
War magic.
Yeah, so he just puts that forward, and then I'm in melee with this bad boy right now, right?
You are, in fact.
So I am going to,
Misty Step it.
and he kind of disappears and floats back, leaving everybody else in between him and the huge croc.
Cool. Yeah, and this croc, you kind of misty step away, and it's very confused by all the activity as to who maybe to attack. And next up is Avery.
Yes. So tell me, just Grand Pippi is right close to the croc.
He is.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be like, no, the evil croc, and I'm gonna poison spray.
Ooh. Yes, out of 14 does in fact hit. And do I get a save? Is that how that works? I believe so.
Constitution save. Yeah.
He definitely gets some bonuses to Constitution because he's a croc. Except he rolled a nat 1. So he clearly has never had to deal with snake venom before, and it takes it right in the eyes. How much damage does it do? 14?
14.
Yeah, you can see the kind of scaly skin around his eyes begin to eat and peel away, and it is looking super, super damaged. Blood and brains are beginning to ooze out of its rotting skull. Oofa. All right, and it loops back around to Tobias.
All right. So since me and Grand Pippi are all up on it, that's a 23 to hit.
Ooh, yes, it does in fact hit.
All right, so let's do another heap of damage to it. 27.
Whoa! How do you? Yeah, that's a hit and a death. How would you like to kill it?
All right, here's what I want to do. I'm looking at Grand Pippi, and I'm like, and obviously he knows this already, but I'm like, you see, when you're handling gators and you want to kill them this way and you want to strike it, see, you may not know this, but because I've got 8 points in nature and survival, and and you want to be very careful because you can make plenty of things: boots, leather, hides. You don't want to ruin the meat. You don't want to puncture the bladder. You don't, or the kidneys. You don't want to get turds all over that delicate tenders. And then
Maybe I do.
Well,
You don't know me.
You don't know how I like my gator?
You know my gator.
yeah.
Yeah, Pippi's like very like pissed off that this guy's showing him out in his own swamp.
Oh my gosh. Well then, you guys have made light of this gator as it kills over. Are you taking some of its skin, Tobias? You spoke as if you might be showing off how to skin a gator.
I'm all talk. I'm just making it up as I go.
Also,
so you skin it like this?
And Grandpa Shitty's gonna try and like take some of the alligator hide.
yeah, as you guys begin kind of skinning it, since both of you have such a high nature, why don't you both roll to do just a nature for me? This gator, there's something wrong with it.
20.
Whoa, yes, okay. Grandpippy, you notice this gator looks real thin. More than that, Tobias, this gator looks like it hasn't eaten in quite a while. Probably much longer than it should have. It looks kind of emaciated, and parts of the skin have this strange green fungus that is growing on it.
That's the food chain, and he got too old and wasn't able to capture the other things, so he's lived a good life, and he'll become bacteria, and he'll feed the plants, and the circle of life continues.
Yeah, he got a hold of you, it looked like.
I got a hold of it.
He got a hold of my temporary hit points.
Oh, man.
Well, I feel quite temporary still, you know.
He starts to like, he doesn't like these city folk coming in. And...
No, and I'm like the worst too. It's like, Burt Reynolds coming in.
I was about to say, you're probably wearing suede shoes in the swamp.
Yeah.
Like the worst. So you're able to continue. Are you guys going to go through the reed water patch, or are you wanting to go around it?
I'm worried about fungus being in the water.
Fungus.
Can we fashion a bridge out of this giant croc? Would it go all the way?
Hold on, guys. I got it. Sit down.
Still?
Grandpa Shippy about to show you what's up. And Grandpa Shippy's going to burn a wild shape
Oh, God.
to, and you see him just kind of womp, 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 turn into this giant hippopotamus
like
with
it.
big beady eyes. And he says, before he transforms, he goes,
Hop on.
and he,
Oh my god. Yeah, and there's a giant. Are you you pretty normal hippo? You don't have any kind of strange coloring or.
no, he's wearing like these big red long johns that still fit him in hippo form. So he's wearing like a red onesie. But for mechanical purposes, I'm using the stats of a rhino since.
Okay, that seems reasonable. Yeah. So Grand Pippi, Black Hippopotamus form stands before you, ready to navigate the waters if you guys want to mount him.
I'll get on.
As Bruce Tanner gets on, he is spamming prestidigitation whenever he gets just clean. Like as soon as they progress, constantly keeping them dry. Clean.
Which is almost an impossible feat in this swamp. But Tobias, your instinct there with this fungus is right. You notice that it's beginning to kind of grow on the surface of the water.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's like all around. It's mixing with the pollen and it's living on the surface of this kind of water. Do you all ride Grand Pippi across to the solid ground?
We have a choice, guys. We can let the fungus take me and know the answer to this mystery. I just lay and we let it consume me, or let's get on Grand Pippi. That sounds safe.
Yeah, you have that moment where you like go to dip your finger in and then like taste it.
Seagulls.
Yeah, so you guys are able to mount Grand Pippi. How big are you, Bruce?
6'7".
I'm almost 7.
Oh, you're pretty large. Okay, yeah.
Can I surf him?
Yeah, there's technically also, I guess, a bloated giant crocodile that can be used as a boat as well.
Can I be like a gondolier? Can I get in?
This is the night. It's a feud.
Yeah, so Avery and Tobias managed to ride Grand Pippi. Bruce, you fashion let's just roll me an athletics just to make sure you can actually hold your balance. You find, like a staff or something to row across. It's not terribly deep, it's just nasty. Out of 7, it's not graceful at all. It takes you a while, but you make it across on the back of this crocodile, dead crocodile in fact. No, that's recycling, correct, chat. It's called upcycling. Renew and reuse. And you guys make it to a kind of solid piece of ground. It's kind of soft like a sponge, but you get there, and you're able to kind of stand on it, and you notice that it's actually leading you deeper and deeper into the swamp. And there's a foul stench as you arrive on land that hits your nostrils. The smell of rotting flesh and feces. It's not just swamp smell. This is a much heavier form of decay and rot.
Definite poop.
Actually, that's in fact, you definitely smell poop.
Definitely.
You all
Grand
like
Pippi,
riding
do you need a
behind me.
changing?
I haven't had to change these clothes in about 8 years. And I ain't changing them now.
All right. Just asking.
I will sprinkle prestidigitation on you then. You can stay stinky.
It's like Febreze. You just, I don't
Just keep spraying. Just keep spraying.
It only on himself.
Yeah. Avery, you seem to. How's Avery feeling in this moment? Have you ever been this deep into the swamp?
Possibly not. Possibly not. He probably suspects this is where his leftovers end up, so he's not massively surprised. But at the same time, he's like, "Oh no, this smells.
This
awful.
is stinky."
I cling to the old one. He leave me to the young plump ones. Yes.
And you guys continue a little bit deeper and find exactly, in fact, what is causing that stench. It's not hard to see that the watery swamp in front of you, it's only about 3 foot deep, but there are, I want to call them cask, but they're really boats. There's probably 50 or 60, 70 maybe of them, these small rowboats that have just arms, legs, and a head of somebody sticking out of them as dead bodies crest and lay there. And another boat has been stacked on top, creating kind of a capsule with them. And the bodies of these old, potentially adventurers or whoever was here, a lot of them gnomes, are rotting away. It seems like some form of torture, as if they were left to rot.
This looks like a terrible waste.
Grand Pippi Shippy hits the brakes pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is kind of creepy. A little weird. Do we want to go forward or shift in reverse and find something else to maybe sneak around?
As he kind of puts to the party.
Now, if I was a creepy witch, I would hide in the. But no, I wouldn't. I would immerse myself around the people and be one of them. We should go back to the village.
I just sent you guys a quickie image. I'll drop it in chat too of what exactly you're kind of staring at. You'll see what I'm talking about. Most of you probably have pretty sensitive noses. Why don't you guys also roll me another perception, or I'll take an insight if you have a higher insight roll. Oh, I did not. Yeah, the rot smells too much for you.
Still a 9, yeah.
Grandpippy, you smell, even through the rot, you can't help but deny the smell of sweet honey. As if before they were put in these, like, boat-type capsules and left, they were doused in honey for the bugs to eat alive.
All right, fellas. This will sound kind of gross, but it is what it is. Apparently, these poor old bastards got covered in a bunch of honey, strung out here for bugs to come and devour up, and yeah, that seems to be their untimely end. So, here's our decision. Do we trek on and find the source of this and maybe end it? Or how well do you guys like being covered in flies? Because it seems this has happened to somebody before.
Boo. I don't like that, but we could do something. Stop it. Get the beer, the ingredient. I need that.
That's true. There is beer at risk if we do it that way. So, I'm going to carefully maneuver my way through all these dead people that are hopefully still dead, because, good Lord, who knows how these adventures go? You think it's dead, and it gets up.
I could shoot in there, see if they move.
Yeah, shoot them a little bit. Make sure they're still dead.
Yeah, he shoots a firebolt in at one of them, like kind of farther away, so he can start like a bonfire of dead people.
Right. Yeah, you, let's say you manage to hit kind of one specific boat, one that has kind of fully capsulized. The top boat explodes open, and you can see that the ones that are fully encapsulated, probably, they defecated on themselves and it caused the rot to start. And that same green grossness, even through, you can see the fire, you hear it almost like as if it's alive, as the fungus begins to burn as part of it. And it begins to absorb things off as it's trying to grow and heal itself off the top of the water. This fungus is eating away at everything, trying to heal itself through the fire.
Bruce, keep doing that for a good minute. I kind of tell him.
Okay.
I think it's okay if we get rid of these sins against nature. I'd rather deal with fire than deal with whatever that stuff is.
Okay. Every 6 seconds, I will fire a firebolt.
And you start to hit boats, and they start to, like, kind of bump into each other and catch other boats on fire. And before you know it, the kind of center of this swampy area is lit ablaze. And for the first time, because there's been a lot of overhang and those kind of things, and swamps have the tendency to be dim, you can really see the fires lighting everything up, and this green fungus is attached itself to everything. It's all over the trees. It's it's eating away at the moss that's hanging from the trees. It's beginning to consume everything here. Sure. And more than that, the deeper into the swamp you get, not only the thicker does it get, but there's some kind of like veining that's happening in the mushy ground. Magical, like, veining is the only way I can describe it. Almost like the roots of a tree.
You got more of that fire, don't you, Bruce? Just hold on to that. Let's always remember.
Keep them up. Keep it burning. I had a lot holding, smoldering, blazing fire. Not just smoldering fire.
Just blazing.
Looking at inferno.
And every time it gets close to the, any, like, large patch of this fungus, the fungus almost consumes everything around it as fast as it begins to burn. It's self-healing.
I just realized that I can't talk in animal shape, so this whole time I've been going.
Good boys. Somehow Bruce knows exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah. There does seem to be a path that leads deeper in. The trees seem to be kind of hugging it a little bit, but it does look like there's a well-beaten path, in fact, on the opposite side of this kind of collection of dead bodies.
Is the path like in the swamp, or is it like up on like some dried land?
It is up on dried land. It's almost like around kind of the edge of it that you can walk up and down. And like I said, you can rightfully assume that's kind of how you get in and out. The fire also begins to show as these bodies are burning away that some of them are pretty well equipped. You can only assume that these are the unreturned adventurers that Brulnice has sent out.
The city.
The city folk. Yes, the city folk. The suede shoes give it away.
Oh, the suede.
Put on my blue suede shoes and I'll
But
die miserably.
It's
Yeah.
that one wearing snake skin that is most distasteful.
yeah, one of them's in a really nice pair of snakeskin boots.
Since we're on like dry land now, or not dry land, but solid land, Grimpen should be going to kind of revert back to his halfling mode, so that he can talk, cast spells, and do all those whatnots.
Yeah.
And what does he notice? I guess further inland, since we are apparently approaching the big giant X that's marked witch.
You are very, very close, and as you approach this kind of canopy overhang, this tunneling that's leading in, you hear the strange sounds of a bzzz, as if the fire has wakened the swarm of insects that were here, and they are about to funnel out into your face through this kind of hole. Yeah, you're like, oh, why is it so dark? And you realize it's so dark because there's a giant swarm of insects headed your direction.
You got more of that poison spray, Avery?
Yes, I have lots of poison spray.
We'll get the raid ready.
And as he says that and takes a step back, this giant swarm of insects, comes buzzing out as it heard new bodies in the swamp. And they pour into the space that you guys are standing in, headed straight for you. And we're going to go into a little initiative here. Can I do that? I can. I so can. Swarm of insects character sheet. Go.
Nope.
Okay. So it looks like the bugs may be going first. The swarm. And it does in fact break off into two, kind of as it looks like it engulf you. Actually, we're going to let Avery go first because he's definitely got a better dex than I do. Followed by Swarm, Tobias, Greg, and old Grandpippy. Alright, Avery, how would you like to deal with this giant swarm of insects headed for you?
So just and I'm going to hit the swarm with my poison spray.
Nice, yeah, and they've got to make a save. A con save, which is gonna be bad. At a 14, and I made it again! You're not sure if they just are able to, like, split or part, but they manage to kind of, like, dodge the spray as it passes over them. And it's the swarm's turn. The first swarm does not like that, and they dive. This pretty large 3-4 foot swarm of black, disgusting insects, and they're going to make their first attack on old Avery. Bite. At a 15?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, I see. Okay, so, they have a specialty, like, additional. So the first one's just gonna be 4d4, so you take 11 points of damage as it begins to, like, swarm around you, and they're, like, biting your snakely skin, trying to eat away at bits of you.
No.
The second
Do
one's...
I still have the temporary hit points from earlier?
You should, yeah. The second one's going to go after the cleanest, largest critter on the block, which would be Bruce. The second swarm runs over and is going to do the same bite attack. At an 11 to hit, probably not.
Oh,
No.
right.
Your big hands are just like swatting them away as fast as they can come in, I guess. They can't quite get to you.
Yeah. He's got like little firebolts just springing out.
They like entering your space, they're exploding. And it is actually Tobias's turn.
How close is the swarm to me?
They're around, the one closest to you is probably Bruce's swarm, and they are on
Is it about
him.
5 feet away, or we were more or less side by side? Is he close enough?
Yeah, he definitely. He's like right next to you.
So, just before my turn, I'm able to use my reaction then to move 15 feet away from it as a free disengage without an opportunity attack. That's my skirmisher ability for being a scout.
Oh,
Then
cool.
I use my full move to move 30 feet further away, and then my cunning action, my bonus action, to move another. So I'm 75 feet away from the swarm now.
Okay.
And I'm going to start bullseyeing Bruce's swarm. I have the sharpshooter feat, so I don't have
Great.
to worry about hitting him.
Beautiful.
And that's a lot of blah 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 D&D.
Yeah,
So,
there's our sets.
all right.
So basically, you have moved 75 feet out, so you've got a nice distance on you, and you're going to be able to basically shape almost the attack.
Yeah, so 16 to hit the swarm.
For sure, that is a hit.
5 points of piercing, probably rounded down if it's a swarm. And yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it hits. Was it actually like arrows you're hitting with? Oh.
yeah, it's just piercing damage.
Yeah, piercing damage. You're just kind of, and you can hear them like tink, 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 tink off the metal as you're kind of waving through the air.
But since Bruce is
Ooh.
there, we get to add. I was like, man, that stinks. Haha, another 17.
There you go. And that, in fact, will kill the first swarm. How do you kill the first swarm?
The arrow goes and it pierces every little insect, just and then lands in like a flower that splits it.
Yeah, and you can see, just like a shish kebab, it's like stacked all the insects on the rod, and it lays at the feet of Bruce. And we are down to just one swarm as we move on to Greg's turn. To Bruce's turn.
Bruce looks down at the shish kebab insects and says,
This is the greatest shot I've ever seen. Like that.
so he will focus on the ones that are attacking Avery, and where he had mind to go bigger with a fireball, he will maintain his fire bolt status so he doesn't waste a third level spell.
Yeah, I saved it.
All right, so let's do this. 14,
Hits.
14,
Whoa.
and I'll jack it up again, another 4 to 18.
Whoa. Okay. You get rid of the majority, if not but like 4 or 5 of the bugs that were swarming around Avery, as it kind of and heats up. The last 5 or 6 bugs like and they head off in opposite directions, trying to avoid both the rest of you as well as get out of the fiery pit that you have left behind, Bruce. And you guys are now standing kind of in silence as you hear the bugs like echo off into the distance and leave you to be.
Good job, guys.
Hate bugs.
Fast. Grand Pippi, since you went down to investigate the tunnel in which the bugs kind of poured out of, you do see, in fact, footsteps.
Ooh, some more footprints. I smell them.
Yes, you can smell them. Maybe
You
your
can whiff
eyesight's
on
not
them.
quite as good. Yeah, you can smell them.
Can I tell what might have left these footsteps by the scent?
They're relatively small. They are human, but they are covered. Like the exterior of the footprint kind of oozes this green fungus, spory fungus.
Does it smell like a witch's foot?
I in fact don't know what a witch's foot smells like. Can you describe a witch's foot? Have you smelled a witch's foot before?
Well, you see, Grandpappy Shippy, he used to be a partier.
Oh, I see.
And sometimes when you party, you get some of the weird stuff happens. So a witch's foot, it smells like, it smells awful. It's just really just the worst thing ever. It's the ultimate mood kill. Like you think it's like, oh, I'm gonna get some of that witch's feet. No, instant mood killers. So
It's like that.
It's like the opposite of an aphrodisiac.
Right. It reminds me of that. I don't know if you've ever had this scrap, but here in America, when we used to have arcades, you used to be able to get that fart in a spray can. You know, and that stuff was
I know the story.
awful.
The prom story, right?
The prom. So what? Okay, I'll tell you guys the story as we wait on Tobias very, very quickly. Was it my senior or junior prom?
It had to be your junior prom.
It was my junior prom.
Senior prom, I wouldn't have been there.
That's right. And this guy named Ryan, that we went to high school with, was always a prankster, and he had a can of this like fart in a can, I think is what it was called, and he let it go inside of the limo on the way to prom, and we were like vomiting out the window. It was the most god awful, just like bleh, disgusting stuff. So yeah, I would say that witch's foot does in fact smell like fart in a can, and you're getting the waft of it beyond the kind of fecal matter smell, the burning poo in the swamp, the rotting flesh. There is a very strange stench coming off the green fungus, and it is 100% fart in a can.
Guys, this smells like pure ass foot. So,
Ass food.
I think this might be that witch. The witch has been walking through here. I know witches speak.
Where's
Don't
foot?
ask me. Don't ask me why I know what witch's foot smells like. That's brings back memories. Bad memories. So,
Piece of sweet feet.
but I say, prepare yourself for a witch confrontation. Because we're about to head down this tunnel, and we're going to expose this witch for what she is. And we're going to get our crops back. I need my swamp corn. And your aunt needs her beer.
I love that you convinced everybody that you guys are her family,
And
including
Avery
Grandpappy.
eat someone.
That's true. He's got to eat somebody. Our senses are being assassinated. It's true. It's all about senses in this game. Would you like to lead us, Grandpappy, down the dark kind of tunnel?
Oh, yeah. Grandpappy, he has no real... What's this? What can I do with this little thing here? Druid craft.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm gonna like light up like a little clump of reeds so I can see.
Okay. Yeah.
And like make a little torch out of them and
Follow the shippy as I.
Yeah, you pop up some cattails and light the end, and they, and you're like, walking through what is, in essence, it looks like the vines and the plants have kind of come together to create this circular tunnel. Not naturally grown, as if they have been shaped to be this way. And you walk for 10 minutes or so through this very dark, narrow tunnel, and it opens up to what you can only assume is the center of the swamp. And you know this because there is a giant hole in the water for the swamp. It's just like pouring into this hole in the ground. The hole's about 10 foot by 10 foot, and directly next to it on a set of stilts sits a very small, run-down, abandoned looking shack.
This might be that witch's shack.
But why is there a big hole in the forest? The swamp. This is not most normal.
Shall I try the old lost auntie routine again? Might work.
Yeah, maybe this witch is also your aunt.
Tobias has all the ants.
Oh.
How many kids do your grandparents have? Maybe she was going to root around in this abandoned shack, see what he can find, see what he can sniff out. We find what these witches be up to.
For sure. Yeah, you are rightfully assuming, considering the fact there are things like skulls and some pretty dark stuff hanging from the porch area on it.
Anybody want a skull? I got a lot of skulls.
All kinds of skulls here. You want some?
There is no lock on the door. It looks like, in fact, that somebody may have already rooted through this. A few people may have made it here. But the bloodstains on the porch, you're not sure if they're new or old. The door kind of creaks open into a very small space. There's a pallet on the ground, some kind of writing desk, you can only assume based on the matching books to the one that you have. And a large, you could consider it a cauldron, but, iron pot that looks to be a place where some things are cooked up and that kind of stuff.
This is definitely a witch's house, fellas. But there's no witch to be found, and there's a conspicuous giant hole that all the water is spilling into right next to it.
All right. Am I going to have to cannonball into the hole?
Yes, you go first. You go see what's down there.
Are you gonna cannonball through the hole? There. Okay, so let me preface with there is a dock that leads out the back of her like little shack over this hole. So if you really feel like cannonballing, there does seem to be an ideal place to do that.
Let's tie some rope around you. Tie the other end around this house, just in case.
I don't know if I like this plan.
I'm rethinking that.
Jumping into this hole if you don't like jumping in the hole.
All right, I'm doing it. All right, tie
Tie it
it.
up.
Okay. I have to bio, so I'm gonna take 30 seconds to make that happen. You guys make a plan for jumping in the hole and how you want to do it. I'll be right back.
All right. So,
All right.
okay.
We could jump in, and if it's bad down there, dimension door.
Yeah.
Do what now? What's the dimension door?
It's
City talk.
City talk.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
could
It's not
potentially
like fake corn.
have a little look without jumping.
Can you banish us to like a different dimension?
No, but I can shift between dimensions a little bit.
Well, Phil just like hide off camera, so when she gets back, she's gonna everyone go. But,
We could all pretend like we're frozen.
yes.
Scrat looks perfectly frozen.
That took a while.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right. Oh no. Did we lose everybody? Come back. Are you guys still there? Oh, I hate you all so much! I was like, wait, what did I do? I fucked it up! Okay, no, we're good. Oh, and you guys got chat too! You got chat too! You guys got chat! I love it. Okay. You guys are the worst and most loveliest human beings. So I'm gonna kill you now. You said you're gonna jump in a hole?
Yes.
I
Bruce
throw him in the
Tanner and I are gonna jump into the hole together. We've got a plan.
Okay, great. Would you like to inform me of your plan? I love it.
Whilst these guys are doing this, can I use my like Horizon Walker thing and just switch into the ethereal plane and just go down as far as I can and have a little look?
Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, absolutely. How does that work? You just switch.
I think I can move like half speed or something like that. Hang on, let me get this spell up. So every foot of movement, I basically move at half speed. So like with a speed of 30, I could go down about 7 or 8 feet and see if I could see any better, and then come back up again.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so you switch, and when this happens, you know that glitch that happens in Minecraft? You like go into the ground and build yourself in, it like glitches, you can see everything. It's almost like that, and you look deep down this hole, and it drops probably 200, 300 feet into the ground before it hits kind of a natural-made slide, and goes into a well-defined mining shaft. This is not like a dwarven mining shaft in that somebody's like put things against a wall. It looks like the plant life of the swamp, the roots of the trees and things have been shaped to form a mining shaft, a place to walk in and out. And magical ethereal energy is being drawn through the roots of all of the trees that have been shaped, and it's filtering deep into the dirt, into this big ball of magical energy. And while I'm saying all these things, we've had a few donations. So first off, we've got a nat 1 and a nat 20, and an advantage to be distributed to the party at random. So we will do that. So nat 1, nat 20, and each of you are going to get a wild magic dot roll. So as you're standing, staring at this hole in the ground, something comes over all of you. So I believe my magic dot table right now is 25 full. So you're going to roll a 1d25 and give me your number. So a 2. Who was that? That was old Brucey. Brucey, you look down, and as you are standing there, you something begins to appear on your hand, on the back of your hand. It is this disgusting green snot-colored dot. It is disgusting, and no matter how hard you try to wipe it away, it just like the dot won't come off your hand. And this thick, foul-smelling discharge begins to ooze from your ears. As you start to wipe it off, it just starts to ooze, and it's going to stay with you for about 24 hours. You're not sure what's come over you, but it's pretty gross.
I feel sick.
And you guys notice it. It's like green oozes pouring now out of his ears.
I got a 16.
Tobias rolled a 16. At a 16, Tobias gets the mark of death. A black dot, of course, appears on your hand, and somewhere off in the distance, you have the feeling that you are now being hunted by an assassin.
Good. I'm it.
Somewhere out there, an assassin has marked you for death.
I need a vendetta.
Grand Pippi rolled a 12. At a 12, Grand Pippi, you got the call a plumber dot. You look down at your hand, and there seems to be a poo stain that you can't quite get off.
You got poo on me.
And your voice will now sound like the sputtering of a clogged drain.
Oh.
You always just sound like you're choking on poo, I guess. Did we get a wild magic dot roll from Avery? Because Avery, too. There it is. At a 23. You get... Oh, this one was donated by old Salty Ginger. She's out there. You get the baguette dot. And a dot shaped like a baguette, I don't know if you know what a baguette is in your snake form, but maybe you do, appears on your hand, and one part of your body doubles in size, and it's your choice. What part of your body would you like to double in size? I can know this is going to be bad. It's the caster's choice.
Yeah, head. My head goes to double the size. I feel more like a snake this way. Specifically the jaws.
Yeah. And you guys watch his head. And his snake-like head takes on a large, extreme shape.
Like a hood.
yeah, it's snake. His head just kind of becomes larger, and you guys will keep these these things until the end of the game. I'm gonna say, because we got the poo dot and the smelly dot, one of you, let's give Grand Pippi Shippy that advantage, and we're gonna just give the nat 20 to Bruce, because you guys got the most disgusting of the dots, and I'm gonna hang on to the nat 1 for when I feel like it's the right time. Oh, do you? Okay, well, you can have the nat 1 then. You take that. And just for chat to know, I'll toss this out there too. You can actually add to the Wild Magic Dot table. We have 25 entries at the moment. I want it to be this giant ongoing list of horrible magical dots. And you can do that by, I'm going to give you guys a link, adding to the table. And what is the plan that you guys in fact have come up with? Would you like to enlighten me?
Well, I got the light, so I'll lead the way. I mean,
I'll lead the way.
Down. Are you going down the hole?
Going down the hole. Yes, we will.
Did anybody check out the interior of the house before you guys jumped?
oh yeah, I
searched it?
I said I was reading around.
Okay.
You said it was already searched.
It's been abandoned for a while, but her books are still there, the matching books to the one that you have.
Oh.
And you flip through, and most of what you find are entries. She seems to be really pissed. You don't know how old the entries are, but she talks a lot about the clearing of the swamp, and starting a new ecosystem.
8 years ago?
Doesn't say 8 years ago. Maybe I would take an insight check to see if you can figure out maybe how old the paper is or the ink is. It's gonna have to be pretty high, but you might be able to roll something.
I'm pretty good at deducing these sort of things.
Well, deduce away, sir.
Deduce, boy. Deuces. I got a deuce all over my hand right now.
I know. Let's give it a shot.
No,
I'm horrible.
At a 7, they look to be definitely older than about 5 years, but that's about all you know.
This is a bunch of junk, and I start ripping it to shreds.
yeah. You think it's useless. But yeah, that's, Oh, and Grand Pippi, you also notice that the books are not just laid out on any desk. They are, in fact, laid out on an altar. To someone.
I defile it.
Ooh. No!
Right as he goes to...
Right. He's gargling, right? Not stuttering.
No!
Bruce, why don't you roll an investigation. I also take a religion. At an investigation, you realize that it is an altar. It's a strange altar, maybe not to a very big or large deity, somebody of smaller status. And based on the shelf mushroom that's laying on it, you can only deduce that it's definitely Zuktmoy.
That's what I thought.
Oh, mushrooms in a Chelsea game.
Say what? Beer, mushrooms, swamps. It's kind of like a self-defining adventure. Okay, yeah, and that's about all you get as you guys exit through what would be considered the back door, off to the little dock that overlooks this giant hole. Now, Avery, you saw all the things through your etherealness before your head grew giant. Did you share any of that?
How far down does it go?
Only about 7 feet, but I could suddenly see everything. So I come back up and I'm like, maybe we do not jump. It is broken down there.
I can abseil, so I'm going to tie rope to the dock.
Okay.
And
No, please, Tobias, you do not understand. It is broken. The place is broken.
yeah,
Broken.
Yeah, you know.
It's goes forever. It's broken.
yeah. I go down there, and we're gonna take a little closer look.
Okay.
Um,
How long is your rope?
I have 100 feet.
Oh, perfect. Okay. You tie it off.
Oh.
You make the jump, and it goes.
I'm gonna try to abseil, so I'm gonna try to bounce off of
Oh, okay.
any sort of things, kind of vertical climb down.
Gotcha. So, like I said, it is draining the swamp, so it's actively like pulling in water. And as you kind of bounce from edge to edge, you notice that you get about 100 feet down. Are you going to grab anything, or you just want to dangle?
What is there for me to grab onto?
Because it has been dug out, and it looks like somebody has purposely put this hole here. There are roots and things from the trees in the swamp you could grab hold of, and that, or just general dirt around the edges.
How hard's the dirt? I'm gonna take a python and I'm gonna try to peg it in. If it's just mushy,
Yeah.
But essentially, I'm gonna try to anchor myself.
Why? Yeah, I would say you're pretty.
It might pull. I don't know if I can get caught on some roots.
Why don't you roll? That's kind of a wisdom on like where exactly to like put it in. It's probably easy for you to tap in, but where? So
When
roll
we
a
say
survival.
survival, yeah.
Definitely a survival. Oh, no, I did not one. You get a couple in there, but you notice that the ground's just really soft from all the water, and it rips free of the roots and things. You can't seem to get your hands on it, but you do dangle from the space.
Here's what I'm going to do then. I'm going to, there's roots. Roots normally come down from someplace, so I'm pulling out my daggers and I'm going to start cutting roots.
Oh.
And so I can grab onto them.
Yeah, you're able to actually pop them free, and yeah, you can grab hold and kind of pull yourself to one side or the other. You look down and can actually see the bottom, and you see what Avery saw, which is that it kind of scoops in like a slide. The water's like rushing down towards something. And that's about all you can see from where you're at. It is about 150 feet to the bottom.
Okay, so I've got another 50 feet to go. All right. My ball bearings won't help me, nor will my 2 crowbars.
Not this time. Yeah,
So
and
guys,
yeah.
if we form a human bridge and we dangle from each other, we might be able to. I don't know. I've seen Mickey and the Beans.
I told him it was broken. I don't know why he went down there. He just carried on. Like he's saying to like Bruce, like I mean, it's broken. He's going to die.
Don't like all of our backpacks come with like 50 feet of rope.
Yeah,
So we could technically like daisy chain like some rope down.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And,
Get Bruce to hold me and then just attach more and lower me more.
I
Yeah.
mean, if I need to, I can become like the hippo anchor and just like sit my
Yeah!
ass. Yeah.
And then just cork the top.
Yeah, like okay guys, since that's how I talk now.
Yep.
And I turn into the hippo and just
And more bubbling and spatting, yeah.
We're sending Bruce
Calling it
down.
as loud as I can. I need more rope. Yeah, come on down, Bruce.
All right, Bruce, make an athletics to climb down the rope to Tobias to attach more.
You should have advantage with rope.
It's true.
This will go real well.
You're gonna be great.
no.
Oh, don't
Oh.
even need it. That's what you're able to go like down. You tie it off. How do you tie this additional rope? Are you tying it to Tobias? Or are you tying it to?
You lash it to the rope, so you square knot to tie your two ropes together. Boy Scouts.
I tie one end to Tobias, and then I'm starting to tie the other end, holding with one hand as I kind of wrap it around my forearm. And the entire time, Bruce is saying,
The snake guy told you that this place was broken. He said it's broke. Went anyway. Mom's not gonna like that.
I only worry about Aunt. I'm thinking like Fezzik, Princess Bride. Like I latch onto you, and I'm like, "Can't you climb any faster?"
I found these 2 horses.
Sportsmanlike.
You
So
defeated my hippo, which means you've done your studies. You defeated my snake, which means you've done your...
Avery, you see this happen. They go down. The hippo. I'm guessing Grandpippy's kind of making sure none of the ropes are gonna let loose. You're in hippo form,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah, I am done up like
Kind of
all in ropes. wrapped all
Anchoring
around
us
me.
down. Avery, how are you proceeding? Are you gonna go down the hole after what you saw?
I suppose if everyone else is determined to go down the hole, I will follow.
Snakes live in
I am not
holes.
so keen. Yes, we live in holes, but not great big broken holes with the water feeding down.
That's true.
This is craziness.
A special thanks to the Dragon 2121 for giving me a nat 20 for my prankster cast being pranksters. Oh, how much I love them. Thank you. So I'll get that nat 20 here in a second. All right, so you're gonna also kind of slither down the rope. Is that your plan? I would
Yes.
say you're. I mean, you have. Do you have advantage to any kind of climbing, being snake-ish, snake-like, snake-born?
No,
You have advantage climbing using a rope, so he can
There you go.
down the rope
With advantage. So roll that athletics.
and you can abseil twice as fast as you can climb.
Could I, instead of like climbing down the rope, could I try and dramatically dance down the rope and use acrobatics instead?
Like a snake climber.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah. I'm happy with this.
Okay, so I can take a 16. So at a 16, you do, in fact, snake dance your way down the rope. Grandpippy, you are left at the top. Now, Tobias, Avery, and Bruce, your rope is long enough to hit the bottom. And when it does, the rope kind of dangles. The water is rushing very, very quickly, and the ground seems to be at a little bit of a rake. It's not directly flat. So just know that as you come off of it. Grandpippy, how are you getting to the bottom?
How wide is this hole?
10 by 10.
Cool. I'm 10 by 10. So, here's
You
what
gotta
happened.
figure
I'm going to boop and just like slither my way down since I kind of take up most of the space anyways. And just, so like, there's going to be like a bunch of backwater built up behind me. So you guys prep yourself for like a sudden rush of boom when I like pop the cork. But you hear,
Oh my
a
god.
gargly hippo.
So, because there's rushing water, it kind of works like a toilet. It's going to help you,
Yeah.
slide down.
I'm the big poop.
he got the call the plumber curse. So I mean,
He did. Okay.
This hole is very strange. It sort of goes around in like a U and then goes on again.
Little poop trap.
So, as Grandpippy makes his dive into the hole, it does block the water momentarily. Bruce, Avery, and Tobias, you're able to actually get your feet on solid ground, and you can see where the water has, rushed and pressed the ground around it in this, slide. Unfortunately, Grandpippy, it's not long before the water builds up behind him, and...
I was gonna say, as we got down there, how high is the ceiling?
About 150 back to the top.
You can have,
back
wow.
up, but I mean down. Like, does it go out at all? or
It
we
does.
just have-
Yeah, you've hit a bottom, and it slides out from under you. And anybody have dark vision?
No, I wouldn't take that.
Okay, Avery and Bruce, you guys are able to see it goes kind of at a slant for about another 50 or 60 feet, and that's kind of where it stops at the bottom, and it does look like it flattens out deeper into the ground.
I'm lighting my lantern.
You light your lantern only to have a giant hippo and all this rushing water. And I'm in fact going to use my nat 20 to flush you guys down. And you guys I take a nat 20 as the water rushes and you guys go tumbling down this 75-foot naturally made slide, and it dumps you at the bottom. And for the first time, you've hit real solid ground, not squishy soaking wet type stuff. Everybody make me a dex, because you have a hippo
Oh,
about to...
Deck save.
Because that's what hippos are good at.
Dex save, correct.
Dexterity saves.
Oh, a 21. Oh, Bruce.
How's a 5 look?
Oh, yes! Holy crap! 2 nat 20s in a row.
Hippopotamus.
Yeah, in fact...
Apparently to me.
Yeah, you guys are like tumbling. The only person that is actually going to take any kind of damage is going to be Greg. And in fact, it's going to take... Yeah, sure, you can try to Misty Step as your face is heading straight for Grand Pippy's butt. You're about to faceplant into Grand Pippy Shippy's hiney.
No, this is not going to happen.
And you Misty Step out just in time before your face would have planted deep in Grand Pippy's behind. It is really dark down here and really, really damp. The water, as it's hitting this landing, I guess you could say that you guys are on, and it's rushing off to the sides, creating these two kind of streams as the water's rushing deeper into this cavern. And you see what Avery saw, which is that you're standing in what would be considered some kind of shaft, mining shaft, but it's structured by the actual wildlife of the swamp. Not any kind of wooden structuring or metal structuring to keep it from collapsing. And I think our hippo had to go pee after such a fall.
You mind if we take a 20-minute break here? I need to get my Misty Step back.
Yeah, we'll say that you guys get to the bottom and catch a bit of a breather. It's pretty dark and damp, but you guys are able to take a small break if you want to roll for any additional hit points or gain any of your magic back.
This will also get me my planar thing back. Yes, I like this.
The planar thing, yes, the planar thing.
Yes. Thank you, Bruce. This is a most brilliant idea.
Thanks.
Nice. Grand Pippy, we're taking a minor 20-minute break here at the bottom of the toilet hole.
Wow, 0.
It's bottom of the toilet.
His health worsens.
Snakes don't sleep.
What's that? I'm fine. I don't have any HP loss. This is
That's
not
great.
Y'all the ones fucking up and getting hurt.
Yeah.
Boom.
Is there anything else anybody wants to do while you guys take a minor break here at the base of this?
Does anyone need like more healing? Because, well, no, I can't cast spells while in hippo form. Never mind. She's
just
gonna
just gargling.
I'm pretty good. Since this is the end of a short rest, I can give another monologue at the end of it for another 10 temporary hit points.
Well, you've been flushed.
Hippos, toilet dwellers. Today is the day of our great unclogging as we uncover the ginger and the secret ingredients. Forget it. Just take your 10. Take your 10. Hand it out like candy. I have no great dramatic role play.
Does it stack on top of our previous 10 if we still got that?
No, I don't think so.
It's a fresh 10. Fresh.
I'm like, yeah, I heard it already.
But I think every loss is, so.
Awesome. All right, everybody rested and healed as much as possible, except for old Avery. God bless you. Because Avery has peered into the ethereal and kind of got a predestined look at this, to get to the glowing ball of light, Avery, you have a general sense of direction here. But as you go deeper in, Tobias, you're able to notice the green, disgusting fungus is getting thicker and greener. And it seems to be attaching itself to that veining that you were seeing, that's magical light energy that's running through the roots of the swamp, really, as it's sucking life.
Well, I think we've got to get to the root of the matter. Sorry, guys. I can't stop him. Right?
It's getting out of control. Oh my god, that's funny. Anybody want to take action?
I'll scout ahead. I'm going to try to see if this leads to a source.
Yeah.
Or follow the drinking gourd.
Yeah.
Perhaps
Follow.
Do you need?
I could
You
help
need light,
you
though.
scout a little.
Mm.
I have the dark vision, and I am very familiar with the swamp.
I have to.
You could say I'm a natural explorer of the swamp. It, you know, I could have a little look.
The three of you step forward as you're all like, "Oh, I have dark vision. Oh, I have dark vision." And you guys, all three, I picture all three of you, Three Stooges style, peering down the first shaft of this tunnel. And you're able to see it goes very, very deep. The deeper you get, the more this kind of foggy layer picks up around your feet. But it looks like there is a single way in. There's no like side caverns. It's a very straight tunnel headed for something.
I think this is a very straight tunnel. heading
I agree.
perhaps a mine shaft?
Yeah.
If it was, there'd be more supports, more structures. This is very, well, actually, quite natural. It's a natural shaft.
I like
Other-
my shafts natural.
It's okay, me too, Avery. Grandpippy, how wide is your butt? How big are you in
10 by 10. I'm all about that base.
Oh, wow.
Treble.
You're 10 wide by, yeah. You are just small enough to fit in this kind of, it is almost like a 10 by 10 shaft, so you're pretty large in it. You almost clog it, in fact.
Do you know the reduce spell? Can we, like, reduce his size? a
Tiny
little?
hippo!
Little mini potamus.
Mini Oh, are you guys gonna continue down? Are you, yeah.
Do you want Grandpappy to lead the way or be behind? Because from behind, nothing's going to sneak up on us without, like, running headfirst into hippo ass, which might deter bad guys. If I'm in front, though, ain't nobody going to be able to see shit.
I'll lead the
And-
way, largely because, one, I need a light source. Two, I'm pretty survivable if something cracks into us. Like, I've got tricks to not die.
Yeah.
Okay, so then Bruce will cast light on a rock, like a small pebble, roughly, quarter sized, and give it to Tobias so he can cup his hands around it if he wants to extinguish the light.
Yeah.
So fast!
Then I'll be blind. Yeah. I do pretty well. Like, and it might make sense to attach the light to the hippo.
You could
I
do
don't think
that.
it has
Like-
vision.
Yeah, you could, like,
yeah.
attach it to his head or something. Make
And
him...
then I can sneak in the shadows, stealthily.
Yeah. So, let's say you do that. You manage to strap this glowing stone to Grandpippy. He's now got your light source kind of on his head above you, which does, in fact, cast shadows. Between that and the strange fog around the floor, you are able to move stealthily. So why don't you guys just roll me a stealth to make sure nobody fails that?
Good.
Nice, Tobias. Yep, you lead the way.
Yeah, am I rolling stealth because I'm kind of glowing? I'm like a hippo patrol.
Yeah, I was about to say, you can't. Avery, God bless!
Splish, splash, taking a bath.
Yeah, you're kind of sloshing through the water, and you're not able to move quite as stealthy as you would like. But Tobias, in fact, is, and he scouts kind of ahead and leads the way. The fog gets thicker, and begins to kind of rise as you guys go deeper and deeper into this vine and root-shaped cavern. Anybody want to actually? Why don't Tobias you roll a insight or a nature on this fog?
All right, I'll nature that.
Yeah, nature that.
20.
Oh, as you begin to waft, you're starting to feel a little lightheaded. I need everybody to make a Constitution save.
Oh, how
That
about that?
is not good.
Is this to poison or
I'm
magic?
dead.
It is poison.
I'm immune.
Oh, great! So Avery, you recognize it as some kind of poisonous spore. kind of beginning to float in the air and mix with the fog. It's got to be coming off of whatever fungus this is that's absorbing the energy of the swamp. Everybody else except for Tobias makes the constitution, and you see Tobias begin to get maybe a little lightheaded. You're not feeling so well. And you may, in fact, Tobias, be seeing things.
Ooh.
Sliver up to Tobias. Tobias, are you okay? You look drowsy.
I place my hand behind his head and plant like a 5-second Frencher on him. Just. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
He's got fangs, boy. He'll poison you.
Sorry. I can sit next time. You just look like someone so familiar. I'm seeing things. Whoa.
Little forked tongue tickles your nose.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
He's just
Yeah.
That is stranger danger.
Yeah, girl.
Sorry, you gave us the fog. Put us in the mood.
Oh, man. And you guys, Tobias, you are beginning to see a few things, in fact. And deep down, since you're leading the way, as you sneak through the shadows, you're not sure if your eyes are playing tricks on you or not, but there seems to be a ghostly shadow deep, about 50 feet away down this tunnel.
Does the ghostly shadow seem like it has detected my presence?
It is staring right at you.
Oof. All right. I'm going to speak out to it in the common tongue and be like, "Hey, Mr. Ghost Man," because he sees me. I might as well call him out and be like,
Yeah. You sing out to it. Nobody else sees what he sees. Avery, Grandpippy, and Bruce, you guys don't see what he's talking about, this ghostly figure.
"There's a ghostly figure there," and I'm gonna ready my hand crossbow and be like, "If you come any closer, Spectre Demon, I will commit suicide." I don't know.
When you speak out to it, Tobias, the ghostly figure kind of points a finger at you. And this ghostly wind passes through the tunnel and washes it away.
Whoa.
Gotta
Like-
hold some bad fog.
And you guys continue. I'm guessing you're still leading the way there, Tobias?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a high enough survival, even with your kind of trippy state that you're in with all the spores, that you make it to kind of the end, if you would, and there's kind of a left, or there is, in fact, a left and a right tunnel. It forks. And thank you for that follow there, friends. All the kitty cat good vibes today. And, left and right. The right, or both tunnels, in fact, seem to begin to light up. The fog gets thicker, but the left and right tunnels are getting this kind of eerie, fluorescent glow to them, as if there's some kind of underground light source.
So, guys, this is where we split the party, like every smart D&D team does. The two of us go right. Yeah. I'm gonna scout ahead. So, here's what I recommend. I go around the left side. You guys go around the right side. Wait about 12 seconds, so 2 rounds, for me to get around. And because, guys, I'm tripping balls right now. I'm moving away. Like, I need to go around, and you guys go safely. My guess is they all meet in the same place.
So to recap,
Can I
You're-
fit around him?
yeah,
Around Tobias?
Yeah, he said go around, but I'll take up. Speaking of things that are round,
I was about to
take up a good chunk
say,
of
yeah,
space.
you basically fit in the tunnel, so nobody can go around you. You either have to lead or follow.
I think you guys go.
So you,
Go
like,
the
left.
I'll
Yeah.
go to the left.
So he's saying there's a
Well,
fork
wait.
in the road, and he's wanting to send himself one way and you guys the other.
Yeah.
hold on a second. So we're listening to the guy who got a hold of bad fog to give us the.
The Velvet
Right.
Fog, Mel Torme.
No, this was bad stinky fog.
You're one to talk.
I know it's coming out of my ears, and I don't know why.
It keeps tripping you like white face sticky.
Well, you still need light though. Why can you can't go there without light? Why don't you take the hit?
There's light being emitted. Like, whoa, I can see the light. There's light being emitted on the other side, and
Yes, true. Yeah, the close. He's right. What he sees is kind of this underground light source that's coming from around the corner. So he's thinking if he rounds it, there'll be light.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't know what to tell Mom, but go ahead.
What to tell Mom. Yeah. Good, Grant.
on the other side. Tell her I lived a good life.
Oh.
And I'm going to sneak the other way.
Oh, you do sneak, in fact, even in your trippy state. And yeah, live in a world of pure imagination.
There's no telling where we're going.
So you walk about another 20 feet, and it kind of loops in this circle, the tunnel does, and it opens up. You come around, and you were right, it looks like the opposite tunnel where they are coming lead to the exact same place. It opens up into this huge cavern, just giant. The roof of it is the roots and things of the swamp that you can only imagine you just walked under have formed themselves into this structure. And the interior is this luscious, like, fungus garden. Trees are growing under here. There's a waterfall that seems to be naturally coming from the water that was pouring from above. It is just like super duper duper lush. And there are these strange iridescent and glowing mushrooms that are creating this light in the space. And they seem to be violet and purple, and they seem to be what is sucking this energy from the swamp, making them pulsate and grow larger right before your eyes.
I'd like to be under the sea.
Now, did you guys follow him? I mean, did you guys go the opposite way, Avery, Bruce, and Grand Pippi? Was that the plan?
Perhaps Bruce and Avery, perhaps I should follow him and make sure that he is, very okay. To make sure that he's okay.
Sure.
Team Stinky and Team Not Stinky. That's how we got.
Team Stinky is Team Snaky.
Team Snaky. So Avery, you slither behind Tobias, probably without him really knowing, and follow him and see the exact same thing as you round the corner of this very lush place. Bruce and Grand Pippi, you come in from the other side. And are looking at the same giant open chasm. The waterfall is about 25 feet directly in front of you and leads up to kind of a second story that seems to be where the majority of the space is located.
I had a question. So does this vegetation in here look diseased? Does it look like it's fey in origin? Or does it look like natural? I have expertise in nature and kind of this sort of stuff. I'm a botanist.
Yeah, so okay. Well, then I would say this looks like somebody's personal garden, one. Because a lot of these mushrooms aren't really supposed to grow together, so it looks like somebody's bringing them together. And they have, in some way,
But it's a mushroom garden.
It is a specific, it's like fungus and mushrooms specifically. It definitely is drawing energy and power from somewhere. And more than all of this, everything seems to be, like, all the energy seems to be pulsating to something that you can't see over top of the waterfall, like almost like a centralized source that it's feeding to.
Well, I'd hate to burn it, but that's what my instincts tell me. I don't know. I might want to try some of the mushrooms to see if they're good or bad.
You're welcome to if there's something that you see. Bruce and Grand Pippi, when you guys peek around the corner, you can see about 15 feet or so. Just to your right is, of course, the two of them.
What do you think? Oh,
I'm like Scooby-Doo in this little party.
Yeah, I was about to say, you can't really say anything.
Stomp on the ground if you want to get closer. Good. Get along great.
Avery, you see them kind of, stomping about. It seems relatively quiet, as much as you can see or tell.
Can I look around for any tracks?
Yes, why don't you roll me a perception?
Perception or survival?
I'd take either. If you would feel like survival maybe is a better choice for you. Oh! I would say so. At a nat 20, your survival instinct tells you you're not alone. It tells you that probably every one of these mushrooms are poisonous, and that, that you probably should not eat or touch any of them.
Tobias, do not eat the mushrooms. They are death mushrooms. They kill you.
Sounds like a personal challenge. All right.
I did not intend this as a microaggression. They genuinely will kill you. I'm not saying, oh, you're so weak, you can't eat the mushrooms. I'm saying they kill you.
Look, Avery, I'm 81 to 92. There were no such thing as microaggressions. There were just aggressions. And so, I get it.
Oh, man.
I'm not going to eat them.
Okay. I'm looking out for you, man. I'm looking out for you.
I appreciate it. I kind of need it during this trying times. I just trying to impress the hippo. I looked up to him my whole life.
Oh, aw.
And, of course, I don't want to let Mom down. Old Mother Tanner.
Oh, my. Anybody, yeah. So, there does seem to be, the ledge is relatively climbable. There's no, stairs or ladders or anything if you want to crest the ridge. But yeah, whatever, the activity seems to be happening up top.
I guess I could try to climb the walls.
Mm-hmm. Give it a go-go. I'd take an athletics on that.
Yes, this place gives me anxiety as well. I too am crawling the wall. Oh, you really are climbing the wall.
All right, so I have a climbing kit
Okay.
that I'm going to use to get advantage on it.
Yes, for sure.
So it's just athletics. Goodbye, guys. It's been fun knowing you.
Oh, God.
No, it's fine. We'll let the dice tell the story.
Let's make it happen. Oh, gosh.
I have advantage. 7!
It was meant to be, even with it. You struggle a lot to get to the top. You slip a few times and only manage to get your head up and over the ledge to see what's going on.
I forgot has such a head right now. Hello.
Yeah. Tobias, you get up there, and as you peer up, you see, in fact, what exactly all this is leading to. The small stream that's feeding the waterfall next to you is coming from a ginormous, is the only way I know to put it, larger than the croc you fought earlier, mushroom that is growing at the center of this space, and on top of it sits somebody or something that is got vines attached to it, almost as if this creature's arms and legs are now permanently attached to the life around it, and it's feeding whoever that is with all the energy being sucked from the swamp.
Auntie! Sorry. No, I'm not calling out. Well, I'm not a wizard, so I don't have much way to tell them what's up there. I'm going to try to climb back down and let the boys know. We've got an aspect of Zugat Moy up there or something.
Yeah, you come back pretty easily, I would say. Your climb was harder than your descent.
Oh,
yeah. Your climb was harder than your descent. And you get down there and can relay exactly what it is you saw.
Yeah! Ooh. It's a me, Mario. Yeah.
Understood.
It's feeding the mushroom in the veins. It's feeding her. Or him. Or they. I don't know. Them. Yeah, they seem to be the source of the problem. Sorry, I'm bad at role playing. That's why I'm not on any of the big shows.
No, this is perfect. But no, you come back and you're kind of like tripping. You're like, there's a mushroom and it's like a thing, and she's like a thing, And you guys kind of relay it.
Chelsea, are we over there with them? We made it over there with
He
them, right?
climbed up, so if anybody else wants to make that climb to the top to see exactly what he sees, just roll me in athletics.
I'm just describing
No, I
it.
know, we're with Avery and everybody.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You guys are like, yeah, you're here.
Okay.
Well, I don't know how much we can trust. He's high, but
Look in my eyes, brother. Would I lie to you?
no, but you're high.
Shippy's
Oh,
gonna
that's
try.
the best part where she'll describe things differently to me because I.
Because you're
Oh
stoked.
yeah.
Yeah, the colors are getting really vibrant there, Tobias.
I know Scrat
really
did
nice.
that to us in a couple games.
um,
I don't have any hypnotic toads this time.
Grand Pippi, were you wanting to do anything?
Yeah, he's just gonna climb up there and see what's going on.
Hippo
as
form?
as a hippo, he has +5 athletics. Damn it! So
I would love to have a hippo climb a. But how does that happen? Yeah,
I'm
roll
gonna
with
burn mine
athletics.
at 20 for this, actually.
Oh no, he showed me how it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how a hippo climbs. Would you like to enlighten
like
us?
a balloon.
Yeah, just like he
Yeah.
You guys remember the cartoons with the hippo ballerinas? As
Yeah,
they just
the crocodile.
yeah, that's all that is.
and
He's gonna back up.
Yeah.
Just like here's like the little cliff or whatever,
yeah.
and just like a straight up.
Yeah, yeah. You guys see him almost in the strange levitation as he like up and over, and you actually land in the upper section here, Grand Pippi, from where the waterfall's kind of pouring over, and you see exactly what Tobias was kind of talking about. For you, it's definitely not as vibrant, but there is a giant mushroom that is pulsating with life, and something living, maybe, is above it. But what you notice that Tobias didn't is that the ground from you to it is strewn with dead bodies.
How high up is this place?
About 25 feet above you. It's kind of like a cliff that the waterfall's pouring off of.
I'll just Misty step up.
Yeah. Avery's like, screw all this showing off. And you Misty step up and land right next to Grand Pippi and see exactly what he's talking about. Big old mushroom, easily 3 or 4 stories tall. Something is on top of it, directly connected with all the vines that are creating the ceiling, sucking life. There's even like a little bit of like a sporous cloud that surrounds it. And the path from you to it, which is roughly about 50 or 60 feet, is strewn with dead bodies of adventurers, small gnomes that have gotten trapped down here or fell into the hole.
All right. I'm going to climb up again. I'm willing to roll.
At a 10, you make it.
Okay, and essentially, do I see the dead bodies when I get up there, or are there no dead bodies?
You get up there, and Greg also makes it, or Bruce also makes it with a 10. Yeah, you get up there, and because they're noticing them for the first time, yours was just like, you're inundated with like the colors and the lights and stuff. You also see these dead bodies that are finally laying on the
All
ground.
right. So the way you kill a fungus is you cut off its food source. So I'm pulling out my oil flasks and I'm going to start running up and covering the dead bodies in oil. Is like, guys, we got to torch this. We got to burn it. That's the only way to get rid of this problem.
How much
I
oil?
I do not think he is of sane mind.
I have 10 flasks. I don't think that'll kill all of it, but once they start burning, we might be able to fan the flames.
Yeah, no, for sure. So you kind of douse, I would say, probably about 10 of them within your general area, and you said you're going to light it?
Not yet. That's I wouldn't trust myself to light the torch. If we ever went like a quick way out, like you start lighting bodies, we jump off of here and.
Okay. So
live
you're
off
just
shrooms for
you're
the spread days.
yeah, you're kind of pre-planning.
Yeah.
Grand Pippi and Bruce, you guys have been kind of quiet, obviously, because you're literally, a hippo. Why don't the two of you roll a perception as you stand here staring at these bodies, and he begins to pour this oil on everything.
It's the only way to kill fungus, guys.
15, 16.
Nice. So between the both of you, it's not hard for you to notice that the plants begin to notice you. All these mushrooms and things that are growing off the walls and around are beginning to notice that you guys are taking hostile action towards them by dumping.
Hey! This is
I guess that's true. You didn't say hostile. You're dumping a liquid, a foreign liquid. Let's say that a foreign liquid on their space, and they are in some way sentient of the matter.
Maybe they're into that.
Yeah.
Chelsea, space with the mushrooms that are peeking on the walls and on the ground. What's the area of this space? You said 50, 60 feet, right?
50, 60 feet to the large mushroom that's around you. You've got the kind of centralized river, if you would, that's running down the center, and everything else around you is pretty thick and lush. There's a few mushrooms to your left and right, but you're standing in about a 25-foot area of mushrooms and shelf fungus.
Okay, with that perception check, am I able to, or is Bruce able to identify the mushrooms that are linked with the ground veinage? Can he see the pulse of the network that's kind of feeding this whole place? Or you said the mushrooms were linked below. Did they continue up here towards the big mushroom? Or
yeah, that's exactly what you can deduce. Everything that's growing around you is again sucking life, and the canopy, there is no like sky. It's overgrown with the roots and veins and things like that of the base of the swamp, and it's all feeding towards whatever this creature is that's standing connected to this giant mushroom. And you know what, let me do this. I'm gonna share this one with you guys here on Roll20 so you can kind of see what I mean by this giant mushroom.
Because I have wall of fire. I can burn a lot.
You do. And the thing about wall of fire is that heat only comes from one side, so you can surround us and it won't burn everything else.
Yep.
It's a 20-foot focused on me.
Okay, are you gonna cast it?
But not until he will make.
I have wall of fire. I'll use it when you tell me.
Okay, I got you. So yeah, you're basically like, I have a thing. I'm not gonna use it yet. So, yeah.
Is there a thing on roll 20?
Did it not show?
I don't think so.
Oh, I thought I shared it. Oh, it's because I don't have it set to players. I'm sorry. I gotta drag the flag. Let me drag it. There we go. Yeah, so you can kind of see this big old purple mushroom and the small piece around it, and whatever the creature is kind of sitting on top of this purple fungus. The plant life around you is relatively green, but it's not luscious grass. It is this green fungus, more or less, that's growing and almost trying to replicate life above ground with only fungus below ground. It's trying to rebuild an ecosystem is what you can... Definitely, Tobias, you're rightfully assuming. And just for the fun of it, because all of you you guys have climbed and splashed and things, let's see, in fact, if the fungus does notice you.
I'm prestidigitation.
Do it, yeah. Passive perception's only a 6. Let's do it this way. They are... because I don't get any bonuses. So at a 16, in fact it does. There are 3 large purple fungi, one off to your right, 2 off to your left, that seem to be kind of like shuddering. And they let out spores into the air.
I inhale deeply.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
And they begin to kind of fill the space. Everybody make me a con save.
I'm dead.
Hey, Tobias, you have built up a little bit of a...
Immunity
here. Okay, nice. Yes, you guys are making it just fine. And Avery, will the snake make it?
Yeah.
Is it poison?
Is it poison again?
It in fact would be, so you don't even need to make it. Yeah, you recognize it. Yep, correct. I keep forgetting you don't even have to bother. And as... yeah. As these 3 violet fungi come to life, this fungus comes to life, we will go into a little bit of an initiative here. And it wakes, in fact, whatever was sleeping. They do seem to be attached to the wall, so they can't really, chase you guys. They're not, actively running at you. Oh my goodness. Rolls. Did Tobias roll? Oh, there it is. He's up above. Okay. So our order will be Tobias, Grand Pippi, Bruce, the fungi, and Avery. So first up, you notice these 3 kind of come to life as they launch spores into the air, Tobias. And you are able, and they're very, very purple. They're very pretty. They're very pretty.
Bruce, are you lighting the place up?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna make it burn.
Alright, so as my ready action, if he's going to draw a wall of fire, I'm going to wait to throw my spark at the oil I made just before the wall of fire closes around us. So that's my ready action. If the wall of fire is about to close, I'm throwing out.
Cool, yeah, before it comes around you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we sure we want to burn the place up? This one in particular seems like a fun guy.
Ha ha ha! You said the thing.
I wish I had a nat one to give you for a horrible joke.
That was a softball that was thrown at the beginning of this thing, and Scrat finally said, "I gotta swing at this."
I got to. Brilliant, just brilliant. So let's see here. Yeah, so it is. So Tobias is ready to action. Grandpippy, it's your turn. You withstand the spores let in the air. It's probably not the first time fungus has, poofed at you in the swamp, but they are looking to attack. Their kind of long arm tentacly bits reach for you.
Okay, Grandpa Bishop is going to revert back to halfling form, and he's going to look to his compatriots and go, "All right, fellows, I have a confession to make. The reason I know so much about witches is because I'm married to one." And he's going to cast... I just realized that there's probably like an R&D revert on this. Conjure woodland beings.
Oh, jeez.
One fey creature of challenge rating 2 or lower, and he's gonna conjure a sea hag.
Now hold on. I believe the dungeon master actually gets.
Do I
to
get
choose.
that appears? Do you see what it? Choose one of concentration.
I think that's actually what it was. Yeah.
You summon fey creatures that appeared in unoccupied. Choose one of the following options for what appears. No, you do get to choose. Does it, or does it say DM?
Let me double check because I know this was a big.
It says the DM has the creature statistics. Oh, was this already spotted as being something super overpowered? If it's
it's come up quite a bit.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Although it's pretty ridiculous. So
it kind of is.
Yeah.
Because the sea hag is.
Is it?
Yeah.
To be fair, I've summoned a Tanaruk. Which
damn.
is, I cast summon Greater Demon all the time, and then I have to fight the demon afterwards. I'll let you guys adjudicate.
Why not? It is a Sunday fun day.
We've been drinking.
We've been drinking. We've been taking some mushrooms, not really. Why don't we say, in fact, I'll let you do the sea hag since that's what you want to.
Okay, so he summons Grand Mimi Shimmy.
No.
Next to him. And she is then, I guess, going to cast Lightning Bolt at one of these guys.
At the fungus, yeah, sure.
Yes. So the fungus will need to make a dexterity save.
The official ruling is the dungeon master.
Okay.
Oh, okay, perfect. Well, the good news is that you said they need to make a dex. We'll say a sea hag, because I want... Oh, Grandmammy Shimmy. They fail. That, and take 35 points.
Yep, lightning damage. Grandmammy Shimmy.
I was about to say, Grandmammy Shimmy comes down... and this lightning bolt swings out of the sky and hits one of these kind of budding purple fungus, and it explodes everywhere, just pops, and this green fungus goes everywhere. I need everybody to make a dex and not be hit by green fungus goo.
Oh no.
Because why not? Oh, Bruce makes it. Yep, dex save. Grandpippy makes it.
I'll roll for Grandmammy.
Avery, you just barely make it. It lands in a blob right next to you, and Grandmammy makes it 20. Yeah, and it just she dodges it as it splatters everywhere. And as the first one of these violet fungus die, whatever it is that's standing on the top of this big purple mushroom deeper in awakens, and you see her jerk at the vines and things that are connected to her and release her hands, and it is a she, and you hear her cry out as you hurt the fungus. And she, in fact, is also going to roll and come into initiative with us, because you woke her up by killing her fungi baby. Unacceptable. Somebody's gonna have to pay. And she rolls into initiative at a nat 1. So she goes at the bottom. The priestess does. Alright. And we will continue. So next up is Bruce.
Okay, so he looks at Tobias and says,
The might have changed with this one,
because we all saw the priestess awaken up top. I'm gonna drop a fireball on her if that's okay.
Yeah.
I can't light up the battlefield right now because we're gonna be in deep shit if she comes down in and so he's gonna try to keep the fire up at the top of the mushroom cloud or whatever it was.
Okay, so you're gonna drop a fireball on her head.
DC 16.
Okay. DC 16. Is it a con? What is the? It's Dex. That's right. That's right there in front of my face, and I wasn't reading it. Okay. Her dexterity. Let's make it happen. 19.
Yeah,
she does make it. So she takes 16. So she takes 16 points as this fiery ball. I'm guessing it kind of drops from the ceiling on her head. Is that the?
Yeah, he just snaps and a little, red marble drops down top of her.
And it burns away some of the vines around her, but she doesn't seem quite as phased as one might hope.
Oh.
Is any of our are any of our allies near her?
Nobody is near her yet. You guys are still about 50 feet away. You're kind of dealing with these 2 remaining purple fungi that are blocking your path to her, as well as all the strewn dead bodies, 10 of which have oil on them.
Okay.
Would you like to go back, Tobias, and take your turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, man, I screwed that up, but I didn't want to do that with her awake now.
It's okay. It's okay with you doing that. It makes things easier. I'm going to now. Are any of our guys engaged with the violet fungus, or would I have to be the first?
You would be the first involved because the one that had is now officially splattered across the walls.
Okay. Man. I'm going to ready my action. No, I'm going in. I'm going in and I'm stabbing.
You
one
stab
of these
it.
violet fungus. Not one.
Oh, what did that one? Nope.
Like, automatically misses. And then I use my bonus action to shoot with my hand crossbow.
Yeah, no, that one definitely hits on the purple
For
fungi.
7 points.
7 points.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage back over to Bruce Tanner and be like, "You like that, eh?" Give it the old poke. Bam! Slip.
Nice. So the poke definitely doesn't make it, but when you hit it with the crossbolt, this kind of green, thick ooze begins to come out. It looks very rainbowy and beautiful, Tobias. Kind of like running paint. You guys don't see that. You see this disgusting green, like, goopy fungus that is likened to the disgusting stuff pouring out of Bruce's ears.
I was going to say, please don't point that out, but whatever.
And it is now the fungus turn, and the first fungus, because of the action, how far away? You said you stepped, 15?
I moved right back to Bruce.
Okay, yeah, so you stepped back. So anybody within 10 feet, I would say at this point, is probably, I don't know, let's say Grandpippy and Avery, reach out, and it's going to do a... Fungus makes 1d4, so I need to quick roll the d4 for these to see how many attacks I actually get. Okay, so I'm going to get 2 attacks. One's going to go to Avery, one will go to Grandpippy in that order. So the first one's the Rotting Touch at a 19 and a 13. Does a 13 hit you, Grandpippy?
A 13 will hit me because rhinos are easy to hit.
Okay, so 3 necrotic damage go to Avery first, and an additional 7 necrotic damage go to Grandpippy as these kind of tentacly bits reach out from the one violet fungus and it kind of sticks to you. Another kind of disgusting tentacle bit wraps Avery's arm and does necrotic damage on him.
Okay.
What happened to the poison? That was nice.
Yeah, what happened to the poison? It was nice. And we move right along. It is Avery's turn, in fact, as you say that to the fungus.
So this priestess, where exactly is she in relation to us? Like how many feet away?
50 feet deeper in, and she is floating on the top of this giant purple... I say floating. She's standing on the top of a giant purple mushroom.
and she's not making any motion to like get down off it.
She is not, but she is making some motions.
Well, if she's not getting down off it, he's just going to look up at her and go shh, and cast silence on her in a 20-foot space.
Ooh. Okay.
So she can't do any verbal casting.
Great. Okay. Does she get a save against the silence? I can't remember. Or is it just like a radius?
It's a 20-foot radius, so she'd have to leave it.
Yeah, so you've got her like bubbled in her mushroom, and that wail that she let out immediately goes silent. And you can see her kind of look around and try to figure the situation out. And
my bonus action, I will attack the thing that is hurting me.
Yes. At a 15 hit. 4 or 5 piercing.
Yeah, that'll do. I'll use the 5.
You want to do the 5 piercing? Okay, great, because it actually kills it. So, how does this one go down? You only have 1 left. How do you, Avery, kill it?
So I'm literally going shh.
It's like, yeah. And it stabs through, and you see as it pulls free, Tobias, this beautiful rainbow-colored, like, snot fills the air. Green fungus splatters everywhere, and as it attaches to things, it begins to consume again, and the wildlife continues to grow around you. And it is now the priestess's turn. Even in the silence, you see her reach her hands out. Almost, her fingers are long and almost vine-like. They're kind of disgusting, as if she is part plant. And this wave and cloud of toxic spores leave her body and absorb themselves into all the dead bodies within like a 30-foot radius around her, which is roughly about 25 of them. And they begin to like come back to life as this like army of fungi zombies take life and are going to come at you guys in kind of army form. So in fact, what she has done is cast, for those of you at home, because I am using some playtest material from Wizards, I'm using this Great Circle of the Spore Druid build, which I'm absolutely freaking in love with. And I believe that one she calls the fungal body. Nope, excuse me, that was the spreading of spores. Yes. Yes. So she basically spreads spores out. They rise the dead. Oh, fungal infestation. It's super cool. It says fungal infestation raises zombies at the end of my turn. Okay, it has 1 hit point in combat. So they don't look to be very tough, these critters, but a whole bunch of them, about 25. And they have to go on her turn to attack you. And that's all they can do is attack. And they kind of like, and there's this green ooze, and they begin to towards all of you. And it is Tobias's turn.
Here's a question.
Mm-hmm.
Given the geography of the room, would I be able to make it to the priestess without provoking an opportunity attack, or is she too high up?
What is your speed?
Well, I can move up to 60 feet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you could get to the base of her mushroom. You would not be able to climb it, though.
Okay.
But you're going to have to go through the army of walking fungal dead.
Would I be able to climb it if I use an action to climb it?
Yeah, for sure.
And there's no way to run around the army of fungal dead?
I would say if you chose to go around, it would take you longer. So it would be like your full. If you cut through the center, I might have an attack of opportunity of some kind on them, but.
All right.
Yeah.
So, all right. I think I know what I'm going to do.
Cool.
All those bodies are still doused in oil, right?
Yep, the 10, and they actually have not been risen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to. I'm just gonna start shooting.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't have anything super cool I can do right now. So hand crossbow, just 6 points piercing. I'm going to move into engagement range to attack another one of these fungal zombies. And to do another 6 points of piercing, and then I'm going to use my cunning action to essentially disengage back by Bruce Tanner, so I might have killed one or two of them.
I was about to say, at a 20 and an 18, I'd actually say, like, both of them, you use the crossbow both times. Oh, the rapier one. So when you...
No, so stab.
Yeah, stab, yeah. So you, like, shoot. The arrow actually passes through one and hits the other. And you see that their bodies have been in a state of decay for a while, so they're not very tough. And it passes right through them and hits the one behind them. So you take 2 down with just that one. Easy peasy. And the same thing with the rapier. You pass through one, and another one just blindly walks into it. And as you pull it free, it splatters that rainbow-colored innards again all over the place. And 2 of the kind of horde, or 4, I'm sorry, of the horde have come down. I'm gonna do it that way because it's gonna be a lot easier. They're just so low level, but with 1 HP. Cool. And we move right along to Grand Pippi.
Okay. I'm seeing what else. This isn't too overpowered because I could have just taken the spell anyways without it go through this. But Grand Pippi is going to look to Grand Mimi.
Oh no.
Yeah, wife. I need you to awaken the total power within me.
Oh
And
no.
Grand Mimi Shimmy is going to cast Polymorph on Grand Pippi Shippy to turn him into a creature of CR8 because that's what he can be, and that creature is going to be the Tyrannopotamus.
The Tyrannopotamus! I'm in love.
See here in chat. So Grand Pippi Shippy, he like assumes the true form, the true primal beast, as he just turns into this giant monster, and he is just going to there's like one of these giant fungus creatures left, correct?
There is in fact one of them, yeah.
He is going to storm towards it and snatch it up like eating old boy off the toilet in the Jurassic Park movie. He's going to just start like.
All right, make the I guess bite attack.
Yeah, he's he gets where did I?
Tyrannopotamus.
Tyrannopotamus. Okay. Let me pull this. I gotta like set up all my stuff. Okay. I got like 10 tabs open. Okay.
I know I had to do that too. I just
roll.
cleared a bunch of stuff.
Plus that's the bite. 19 to hit with the bite. Jeez.
Bite is a definite hit.
Plus 7, he takes 38 piercing damage, and if it's medium or smaller, it's grappled with DC 17.
So the Tyrannopotamus just ate a giant mushroom.
He's gonna be stoned AF.
He is
man.
about to
He's
be
tripping.
super high. And you swallow this purple kind of fungus whole. As it hits the bottom of your belly, you get that like make a con save. I'm sure you got a high constitution, right?
Yep.
Okay, great. You make it. That, like, dazed over look kind of happens and you're feeling really good, but you're not necessarily tripping, per se. But you do hear, well, you can't hear, you do see the look on the priestess's face and her, even under her, like, mossy robes, as she is a little perturbed at the fact that you guys just ate her 3 biggest mushrooms, or just killed her 3 biggest mushrooms. And we move right along. Bruce, you see, I guess, this lovely, lovely critter appear next to you and eat the fungus hole.
Okay, so I'm gonna try something real quick and see what she's packing. I think I have no, that's 30 feet. What the heck? Bruce is gonna cast Phantasmal Killer at the lady up top, the priestess. So when he casts that, I believe it is a Wisdom DC, or she takes some damage.
Oh, and I hit a 16.
Yep, doesn't do anything. Just wanted to say.
Yep, she tried. Yeah, you try really hard to tap into it, and as you do that, you do make connection with her, because you only met it, Bruce, and the image that you see is, because it's supposed to be like her worst fear, her fear actually flashes through your mind, and you see her worst fear is the deforestation of the swamp, as the city kind of grows and grows. It's her mental image of what could happen to her home.
Oh, she eco-terrorist.
Okay.
Yes, she's an eco-terrorist. All right, great. And we move right along to the 2 fungus are dead, so it goes straight to Avery. I think you're muted.
You muted.
There we go.
There we
Now
go.
I'm
Now,
not muted.
now I can hear you.
There we go.
That beautiful
so-
scrap voice.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you, Kelsey.
yeah.
So Avery's sort of looking around. There's no fungus anymore. The didn't really seem to help much. Do you know what? If she's gonna put Pass Without Trace on everyone, should they want to use it, and then just go and sneak into some shadows somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, you cast Pass Without Trace on the group, so you guys get that +10 to stealth checks. Why don't you go ahead and roll that for me? The first stealth, since you are...
18.
Oh, yes. At an 18, you kind of like... and she does lose sight of you, in fact, as you kind of find a dark corner. Are you wanting to move anywhere in your stealth?
Yeah, I will stealth through the grass, maybe towards the mushroom, and because of Natural Explorer and Landstride, I can do that at normal speed and everything.
Right. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, you like... slither over there and get pretty close to the base of this mushroom. And because you're standing under it, are you wanting to enter the Sphere of Silence? Is that a concentration spell too? I guess I should ask that.
Oh yeah, it is a concentration spell, so I probably would have dropped it when
Dropped
she
it.
started.
Okay. The good news is you are stealthy enough that she doesn't hear you walk up underneath the mushroom that she's standing on. So you do have the drop on her, in fact.
Well, that's my action, so I'll wait down here.
Beautiful. Yeah, you're kind of like, you're hanging out. You made it farther than they have in terms of getting close to her. And as you get closer, you do begin to notice that the mushroom she's standing on is feeding. It's kind of the central point that's like sucking all the energy and the life from the swamp. And the smell hits your nose of not just fungus, but decay, as if she herself may even be in decay. And roll me a perception while you're this close, because this will be the first time somebody's gotten this close, and see if you see it. Oh, yeah. She is, as you approach, she is absolutely disgusting. Her exterior does not look like human skin at all. Most of it has kind of rotted away, or it's got some kind of green fungus on it. And particularly her face is what stands out to you, even under her hood. It looks like somebody has cut off half of her head, and over time it has been replaced by shelf fungus over one side, as if she is growing back. The fungus itself are helping her regenerate. And based upon the story you were told earlier about the dead witch, you can only assume, yeah, they killed her, but the fungus somehow brought her back to life.
She's creepy.
She is a creepy. Love it. I love it. And it is the priestess's turn. And so she's kind of got this army that she has brought to life. But she is, in fact, going to take her free action. Let me see how far can I make this. Nope, she can't launch that because she's too far. So that's all right. She is going to make a... Yeah, she's gonna hurl her first round of spreading of spores. And as she's kind of raised her army and it's rushing towards you guys see her begin to take the spores out of the air and form them into these balls, these like little spheres. And she hurls the first one straight at Grand Pippy Shippy. They swirl around in a 10-foot cube, so it like hits your space and begins to almost like bugs swarming around you. And it basically is treated like the Halo of Spores feature. And you take 3 poison damage. Just take it. And actually, no, I take that back. Damage increases to 6, 9, and... In fact, you take 12 points of poison damage because she is a very high-level druid.
And my con save for my concentration.
Yep.
Okay, still good.
You make it. And the green spores are like around you as you're just taking in this poison damage as you breathe in these spores. And she yells out, "Who disturbs my slumber?" As she kind of puts it out to not only all of her fungal babies, but the 4 of you as well to respond. And it is the fungal zombies' turns, and they begin to horde towards you guys. They are going to take their full action because they move relatively slow to get within range. So their next attack, the horde will be on top of Tobias, Grandpippy, and Bruce. And we move right along to Tobias.
I was going to say, how close are they to me now? at
They
the
are
end of their
now
turn?
within 10 feet. They've
Okay.
made the full 10 feet.
All right. All right. I'm going to essentially springboard through them. Roughly, if you were to measure them from front to back, how many feet of zombies are there in the horde?
That's a good question. So there's about 21 of them still standing. I would say that they're wider than they are deep. So they're about 7 wide by 3 rows deep. So 10 foot by 20 foot.
So 5 feet move, and then I'll be able to freely skirmish through another 15 feet without getting opportunity attack.
Great.
Use the full rest of my move to get as close to the priestess as possible. How far away is she from me then? So that would be a total of being able to move 45 feet.
Yeah, so you can get to the base. Basically, you can get all the way to the base of the mushroom if you want to do it that way. Like, you can kind of like dodge through them.
Okay.
Get to the base of the mushroom where Avery is actually hidden in the shadows, but she'll see you coming. And you would be able to take your full action to climb if you would like.
Yeah, I can also use my free action to do some other things.
Cool,
So,
yeah.
I'm going to use my free action. Let's see. So, there's nothing good I can do. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so negative.
Gosh, Tobias, why do we even bring you along? You're
I'm
such a
gonna
negative.
I'm going to attempt to hide at the bottom of the mushroom to disappear from sight.
Okay.
So she sees me coming, but then I'm going to juke her. And we'll see what happens.
Ooh.
So making a stealth roll. I got a 14 unless I had advantage. Then I would have had a 28.
Yeah, you do not, but the 14, you get that extra 10, so it's actually 24.
Okay, cool.
Because, yep.
Yep.
Yes,
okay.
you do.
Cool.
Yeah, you meet Avery in the shadows. You get close, and she kind of sees you as she... and spores kind of come out of her mouth way up high. She's kind of upset you've reached her space, but then you, like, disappear. And you can see her looking around for you.
Then I'm going to use... for my action,
Ooh.
I'm going to ready that if she becomes a target and she cannot see me, I will like to shoot her.
Okay.
That means I can attack her with advantage. Because
Absolutely. Yeah, she can't see you, so if you wanted to take a step out and make the attack, you could.
All right, let's do that. With advantage, 13 to hit.
13?
Man, how many nat ones am I going to roll?
I know. I've rolled really bad today, too. No, 13 does not hit. Close, but no cigar.
Surprise! And then I guess she can see me now because I've come out of hiding. Hi!
Correct, yeah, she goes, and, like, points down at you as she sees you when you make that attack. And it is... Yeah, Auntie, it is Grandpippy Shippy's turn. The army is fast approaching, friend.
So, she was going to speak in the primordial tongue of the hippopotamus to his wife. Blah, 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 blah. And she is going to lightning bolt a bunch of these zombies.
Okay, do it.
So that's not a thing. That's not. Boom! There's that much lightning damage, and
Whoa!
the DC to beat is where is it? 12 plus until modifier,
Dex
so 13. Dex save.
They are not dexterous at all, and they fail. So what I'm going to do is say that each one of the dice hits one of them, that the lightning kind of like pings off them because they're just so low level. So you actually manage to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them, and they and hit the ground. And the army is beginning to thin as we move along to Bruce's turn.
Oh, so, Grandpippy still's got to do.
You got another turn.
Yeah.
Go, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah,
By all
he
means.
has to go. He's gonna try, and this mushroom kind of comes to like a small. He's gonna find the smallest part of this giant mushroom old lady's on and starts eating it to knock it over.
Okay, you're gonna have to make the cross because you're about 50 feet from her.
He shall Tyrannopotamus himself.
How? Yeah, I don't know what your
His speed be
50 feet.
Oh, perfect. So yeah, you make it to the end of it, and I would say yeah, you can kind of start the process, but you'll have to take the full action to eat away at the shroom.
Yeah.
Next turn. Yeah, you start the process, and Bruce, you see the hippo start, or the whatever this thing is, this tyrannopotamus start to munch away at the base of the shroom she's standing on.
I guess what he'll do is I'll just use a fireball to clear out the remainder of the zombie army.
Yeah, for sure. And I'd say probably too, you're in range. It may catch the other 10 that were laying on the ground on fire as well.
Yeah, whatever's the area of effect that'll handle most of it. That's a DC 16 for 30, so whoever gets hits toast.
Oops.
Even half is toast.
Yeah, I was about to say they're gonna die. But let me just tell you how much, in fact. Yeah. So I would say with 30, you take the whole sprawl of what's left of 13 of them out. And they go up, and you hear her go, "No!" as you burn up the bodies of her army, her fungal army. And she is really, really upset. Is there anything else you can do, Bruce, on your turn?
No, he'll just move a little bit closer to her. Now that there isn't anybody in the way, he'll just kind of pull within about 30 feet, I guess, of her area.
Her area. Yeah, so you get close enough where you can still see her on top of the mushroom without being necessarily underneath it. Right. And yeah, she is, she's pretty upset at all of you. And it is Avery's turn as she yells out, her scream echoing through this cavernous space.
So how far away is she from me now?
You're under her mushroom, so she's just above you by about 20 feet. She's standing on the top of the mushroom. You're kind of hiding underneath.
So I will try and sneak my way up the mushroom.
Ooh, okay. Make a athletics, or you had danced your way up the last time. I'll take a dance again. Out of 6 acrobatics, it's not very good. Do you want to try to keep your stealth?
Yeah.
Yeah, roll the stealth too, just to make sure. All right, you do it. I was about to say you do it quietly, but you just make it to the top, and barely. It's not very good. But you kind of peek your giant oversized snake head, over the edge, and are staring actually at her backside. She seems to be overlooking this space and has no idea that you are, in fact. Actually, I'm gonna roll a perception for her to make sure she doesn't know that you're there. Because she's not terribly perceptive, but you did just enter her space, so. Oh, nope, at a nat 20, she hears you. She hears you as you crest behind. And she turns and goes, "Ah, snake!" And we'll take her turn.
Mushroom.
Yeah, we'll take her turn. And I'm thinking she's going to try to, I guess you don't qualify as a monster. You're kind of a critter. So, she's going to do something called teleport via plants.
I know that.
Yes. I've never used this one before because I've never been a high enough druid. And she takes her turn to actually teleport to a smaller bush that's on the ground nearby. And you guys see her, you see her, Avery, as she disappears from the top and reappears, almost stepping out of the mushroom. At about, I'd say 5 feet from Bruce now, and no longer on top of or underneath a large-scale mushroom. She's come down to the floor level with all of you. And she's, in fact, going to use her free action, because she does get one, to launch some more toxic spores.
Is that a spell?
It is considered, I guess it's part of her, like, druid circle, so it would be, I guess, a spell,
If it's an ability, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's just an ability, okay.
Well, what's it say?
I was about to say, it says you can launch toxic spores at other creatures. To do so, use your reaction on your turn. And then if I do the spreading spores, which is, you gain the ability to seed an area as a bonus action. So it's still considered an action, but I don't know that it's considered a spell.
No, it sounds like an ability, so yeah.
It is an ability, yeah. So yeah, she uses this ability, spreading spores, to launch another set of them when they swirl around in 10-foot cubes. She's going to try to hit Tobias and Grand Pippi, who have kind of joined in an area, and try to hit the both of you at the same time with this. And just to make sure, each of you will take, you get a con save, but if you fail, you're going to take 12 points. Oh, Grand Pippi makes it. Boop, boop.
A con save.
Mm-hmm. So Grand Pippy only takes 6 points. Tobias
17.
takes 6 points of poison damage. But she does get this sweet additional turn. And as she steps out, you see her like raise her hand up, and she's going to bring in an insect plague directly over Avery, who snuck up on her. She did not like that. Maybe it's not wanting to roll.
Now, is that a spell?
That is, in fact, a spell.
I don't want you to do that, so I'm going to cast Counterspell.
He plays the no fun card.
No fun card. Well, go be no fun. Well, she's going to try to cast it at a level 6. Which she failed anyways. That didn't happen. Yeah, she tries, but no go. You manage to like block it, and she is pissed that you have blocked her magic. As we loop back around. Oh, and as you get done, she says, "Stop! I am trying to save the swamp! I am trying to save it!" She yells.
I don't care.
We're gonna drain the swamp. That's the campaign we ran on.
We're going to pave paradise and put up parking lot. Go. Stupid.
I love that. That's wonderful. All right. Tobias, how would you like to drain the swamp?
Okay. She's close to, was it Bruce now?
Yeah, she's closest to Bruce, correct.
Alright, so let's fire a hand crossbow bolt at her. 24 to hit.
Oh, total hit.
Alright, and so let's do a whole heap of damage to her because I get to do that now that she's next to one of my buddies.
Ooh, put out some damage.
17 points.
Yeah, she does not like that. You hear her as they hit her sides, and you notice for the first time, Tobias, as it takes a chunk out of her side, that the fungus begins to try to heal her back up, similar to the way her face is, half of her face is structured out of shelf fungus.
How many feet away is she from me?
About 15 or so.
Alright,
too far.
so then I'm going to use my move, and then I'm going to stab her in the back with the rapier as well.
Oh,
Another
no!
I
Yep. No go. She maybe it's because you stabbed at the same place and it hasn't completely healed her yet, but you missed.
No, I wouldn't say I'm just bad at this. I'm like holding it the wrong way, and I'm like, hobble! No.
You're also still tripping balls potentially. You're not 100% sure. All right, Grand Pippy.
Okay. So she said she's trying to save the swamp, correct?
She did say that.
Ooh. Grand Pippy's going to give like a signal to his wife because he can't talk, but wife can.
Okay.
And wife is going to be, it speak in Witchinese. What do you mean drain the swamp? Oh, sweet, save the swamp.
She actually takes kindly to the fact it's a hag talking to her, and she looks at her and says, "Yes, trying to save it. They are killing it, killing it."
How so?
They are cutting it down, building a town on my land.
It's a bit of a crisis thing. She's in.
So why are you poisoning Grand Pippy's plants?
I am not poisoning them. I am replanting them here in this place.
So, this is like there will be blood, I drink your milkshake kind of thing. So no, Grand Pippy Ship ain't on board with that. Jeez.
I harvest your corn.
Hag, she's like,
Nope. This is our property.
I love that
She's
hags
gonna,
talk like this.
That's how I talk.
that's how Grand Pippy Ship is like this.
Oh, yes,
She's like
because of your hands, yeah. And she's like,
Yeah. And she's gonna, she has one more lightning bolt at the hag. At
Okay.
the witch.
all right.
So another DC 13 dex.
I don't think she's got a very good dex, I'm gonna be honest. This could be bad. This could be bad for her.
Hey!
At a 14, she makes it, but just barely. So take half the damage. So 13 points
And,
on her, yeah.
Grand Pippy Ship's gonna try and run over there and start like fighting her and do mean things to her.
Okay,
If that's possible.
yeah.
Speed.
Yeah, you'll make it.
Alright, get
Make it on the bite. Oh,
18 to bite.
hit, bite.
Make
Yep,
it on
hit,
the
hit.
bite. And the damage will be
Jeez.
Woo!
22.
Woo!
And she is now, she's medium or smaller, grappled DC 17 to escape.
Okay, well, you have in
So-
fact grabbed her. You've grappled with her, and you feel it. Yeah, as you like bite into her, her body almost like chips away, like a mushroom. It's kind of soft and spongy, but she does not like that at all. Ah! She screams as you pick her up, and your nails dig into her sides. Not fun. She doesn't like that. Bruce, you are also within attack range of her, even though she is grappled with Grand Pippi.
I don't have anything that can help because it'll hurt him too. So,
I'm going to get back and move my distance to get out of range and just, I guess, cast a firebolt because I can direct that.
Okay.
Everything else.
Yeah. An 18 to hit, yeah. Oh! Oh.
It's 20 fire plus 4 for the power surge, so 24 total.
So as you see, like, her life leave her, like, ugh, as the firebolt hits her, she kind of drops limp in Grand Pippi's hands. The spores around her begin to reform part of her body, and she's going to have some pretty sweet additional hit points here that she's going to take on. I'm going to have to roll for them, though. Gain the ability to channel them. This is so cool. She basically channels the spores. Instead of wild magic shape, it channels into like a shield, a temporary shield around her body, and adds like hit points. 3 hit points per level. So okay, so she's gonna gain some additional points there. So you see her come back to life even after you almost partially killed her. She was down to 1 HP, and it's like the spores reinvigorate her body to some degree. And Avery, it is your turn. You see the witch, this witch druid, come back to life.
First she teleports away, when I'm very sneaky, then she died, then she come back. I had enough of this bullshit. And he takes his, they take their longbow, they fire using their nat 20.
Okay, make it so.
I'll just make a normal roll.
Yeah, just make the normal roll.
Ranger,
Yeah!
Danger.
Yeah, Ranger Danger.
Plus, hang on, plus another D8 for the crit.
Ah!
And also, I'm gonna make it all force damage and add an extra D8 using my Horizon Walker.
Oh, Horizon Walker.
Yeah,
But it's a crit, so you get to add 2d8.
I do.
Holy shit! You watch as the arrow literally hits her head and it explodes, and her body crumples inside of Grand Pippi's hands into these green spores that spread about the space and connect, and everywhere that a tiny spore lands, another little mushroom pops up. But the pulsating effect, as if the mushroom was sucking in life, has in fact dissipated, and you have killed the great priestess, Talania. Not that anybody asked her name, but she did have one.
Yeah.
She did have one, and she's gone. And the space that you're standing in begins to, I wouldn't say die, but it almost doesn't feel as lively. The plants don't have the same life force as they once did. And Tobias, you can recognize that, not just because you're tripping, but because you got a little bit of love for nature. But now the kind of space you stand in is an underwater and underground oasis. It's got water flowing to it. The plants seem to be in a sustainable place. And the giant purple mushroom stands at the center of it all. And you guys have saved the swamp. You saved the swamp.
Shippy's gonna revert back into regular form and.
Okay, let's go back and tell that man at the tavern what happened.
And you guys find it difficult, in fact, to navigate your way out. You have to reclimb your way back up the running water stream. Is there anything you guys want to do before you exit the underground oasis?
I think I want to cut down that purple mushroom. As anointed by God, as man, I want to hold dominion over my earth.
Yeah, you...
I'm just kidding. I'm not doing that.
was about to say, you can definitely harvest some of the mushroom. It's very much large enough, and you guys can kind of take bits and things. Everything here seems to have some kind of fungus or poisonous aspect to it, so you're able to collect what you want. She didn't have a whole lot on her, but what was left of her has completely disappeared. And you see the bodies of all the people as you guys exit the space. Literally, the ground like absorbs them right in front of you, leaving this really beautiful green, purple, brightly colored underground little ecosystem.
Chelsea, you said that when she was making her statement, she said that everything was regrowing down there, that she was drawing in stuff. Is there any red wheat down here?
It's a good question. Why don't you roll a perception?
I'm not 20 that.
You perfect, love it. Nat 20. In fact, you do see that off in kind of the back edge, there are some other plants that are growing. There's a small corn stalk, Grandpippy, you recognize, and there is some red wheat, as if she is literally, like I said, absorbing that life force, but also trying to recreate what was above ground. And there's like three little red wheat stalks that were trying to grow down here.
Yeah, he's gonna take those.
Eat them. Don't give them back.
He's gonna take the corn too.
No! Why?
The one corn stalk.
You didn't see it at all.
You guys managed to navigate your way back out, climb up the ladders, and get back into town relatively easily. And you see that the swamp has already come back to life. Animals are starting to come back in. You are able to, row Gator back across the water and make it back into the tavern where you see Lady Chops has been drinking herself stupid because, you guys didn't return and she suspects she lost more. And she gasps as you come through the door. Nephew, did you do it?
We did, Auntie.
You saved the swamp. And she runs to the back and lugs out this huge keg and plops it on the table. And you see her tap it right there in front of you. And she pours around with beers and passes them out and says, well, we may not have a beer festival, but we will party. And that is where
quit drinking.
I quit drinking. Yeah.
Hang on. Before we party, you need to clean up. You still look like you are crying and everything. Come, out the back. Let me help you.
Yes.
Are you?
Let him help you.
Let him help you, Auntie.
Yeah. Lady Bronies goes, oh, I can't remember the last time somebody helped me look nice. And she follows you out back.
I'm 100% gonna try and eat her. That's my plan.
I'm
My
helping.
massive jaw just
And you hear Bronies go, no! In the back as you guys sip on the last of the ginger brew ale, because there will be no more because you killed Lady Chops. And
I
that's
play the sad walking away music on the piano.
yeah, and that is in fact where we're gonna end today's game, gents. Our little one shot for saving the swamp, but not the proprietor of the business who hired you. Yeah.
Our rate just went up.
Yeah. Awesome.
If you don't want us to kill you, you gotta pay us more.
That's right. Awesome. So we're gonna go around. That way I can end. I've already held you guys 2 minutes past. And let you introduce yourself one more time and tell us where we can find you online, because of course these amazing cast members deserve to be followed on all of the socials and channels and things. So let's start with old Scrat. Scrat, tell us a little bit about you and where we can find you, friend.
Oh, hi. Well, first of all, I really enjoyed that, Chelsea. Thank you. I love your chaotic, crazy DM style. There's a lot of energy and there's a lot of stuff to bounce off of, so I really enjoy it.
Good.
I am Scraticus. You can find me on twitch.tv/Scraticus. You can also find me on Twitter at Scraticus. You can find me pretty much everywhere as Scraticus. If you Google Scraticus, you're going to find Scraticus. I do D&D mostly 6 days a week, sometimes 7, doing one-shots and campaigns and things pretty much every day. My schedule's on Twitter. You guys can check it out there. Thank you for letting me come and be a part of your big launch. Thank you to these other guys for coming along as well. You guys are a lot of fun to play with. Yeah, that's me.
Thanks, Scrat. And we're going to move over to old Grant. Grant, where can we find you?
Old Grant.
Everybody's old today.
Hi, everybody. My name's Grant Ellis. I'm an independent content creator for tabletop role-playing games, primarily 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons and Cypher system. You can find me on the Twitters at WisePopGrant and on Twitch at Grant R. Ellis. On Mondays, I'm on the Greyhawk Channel's All Villain campaign. Tuesdays, I'm on Myth Dawn, a homebrewed D&D 5e game. I play Star Wars on Encounter Roleplay on Wednesdays. Thursdays, I'm on Web DM Slam Between Two Rivers. Friday, I'm on Off the Table running Life on Mard, which is my love letter to role-playing games. Saturday, I'm on many different channels, depending on the week. And Sundays, I'm on Monty Cook Games' official Twitch channel, playing the Owl of Lycia. I said the thing, Mercy, who will watch this and say, plug the show name.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, you've done all. Yeah, you plugged it. Great. Yeah, Grant, go follow him. You guys can drop some links in chat if you want. There's no. I don't think there's anything against that. Don't think so. Anyways. Yeah. Next up, what's up there, Greg? Thanks for coming out today, friend.
Oh, had a blast. I really enjoyed playing 5e with a eclectic group. You know, when you have a Tyrannosaurus hippopotamus, you know it's going to be a good Sunday fun day. So yeah, Grimjack21502 on the Twitches and the Twitters. Tonight on my channel, little Pulp Cthulhu action where we punch some Nazis, starts at 7. Tomorrow, normally I'm doing Atomic Cthulhu over on Encounter Roleplay. We're off tomorrow though. Tuesday, Tomes and Tentacles podcast releases. Wednesday, Call of Cthulhu on Encounter Roleplay 1 to 4. Off Thursday. Friday evenings or Friday during the day on my channel, Grimjack21502, Firefly, Tales from the Big Damn Verse from 2 to 4 p.m. And then on Saturdays with Chelsea on Learn by Play on Wizards of the Coast where we do some fun stuff. And then starting next month on my channel, Conan, Age Undreamed Of. Great one.
Thanks for coming out. Really appreciate it there, Greg. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Rimley Farr. Tell us about yourself.
Hey guys, me, Rim. I write adventures content for D&D 5e. I've written for MT Black and Mark Alphabetist. He's the guy who does the Heroes of the Orient adventures, which I'm like, please release the new thing I wrote for you. But anyways, so there are a few things coming out soon. I have, of course, some own content that I've released myself available there at my shop. So which is weird because the stuff that I write tends to be like not silly and quite serious and dark, but I've never played a character online that's not stupid and goofy. So I don't know. Maybe that's just how I balance my life. You can find me streaming as well. Sometimes, usually I stream miniature painting, stuff like that. But yeah, that's me. And I've written, and yeah, find my stuff. Go buy my stuff. That's all.
Yeah, Hippo for life. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm Chelsea. Some of you probably know me better as Little Red Dot. I'm all over the Twitters as such, and now officially the Twitches. I play on a lot of different channels. You can actually check my schedule below, but Mondays, every other Monday, I play in a Princess of Apocalypse campaign over on Nerd Immersion's channel. Every Wednesday, you can catch me on the North by Northwest podcast, whether that's for our side quest that I DM, or our main storyline where I'm a player and actually play a Circle of the Spore Druid, just a much lower level. And this Sunday Funday is a premiere, in fact. Oh, I guess I should finish going through my schedule. I'm such a goober. Thursdays, catch me on Encounter Roleplay. Saturday, catch me with Encounter Roleplay and Greg over on Wizards of the Coast channel. Those are kind of my regulars. And then I pop in and play for other people. I'm going to be playing for Grant some, and something cool happening this fall. And I'm obviously launching some stuff on my channel. So if you haven't hit the follow button, please do so. That way you're always up to date as to when I'm streaming. Sunday Fundays are going to continue. My hope is to do 2 Sundays, if not more, out of every month where we just sit down and we play one-offs. I'm hoping to do some test runs of a few people's individual modules, as well as some different games outside of D&D that I hope to have coming up. One in particular is going to be an all-female game, which I am super stoked for. But what's really cool is if you want to play in Sunday Fundays, you can do that. This week, there's some information in a Google form where you can fill it out and let me know your interest and what months might work for you, and I'll reach out and try to partner you up with a pretty cool cast. This cast was actually hand-selected because these 4 gentlemen right here, in fact, have been a DM for me as a player within the last year with me starting, so it was kind of very personal to ask them to come and switch roles with me for a little bit, and I absolutely adore all of them and could not be more humbled by their presence on my stream today. So thank everybody that came out. This will be the last Sunday Funday for this month, but we will be having 2 in June. I am solidifying that, so make sure to follow me so that we can make sure you're up to date on when those are happening, and you can be right back here to watch us roll more dice and pass out some shenanigans. But that's all I got for you guys today. So thank you again for coming out. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'm gonna go have another mimosa, you know? And other than that, you know, have fun, and may the dice ever, ever be in your favor. Have a good one, you guys.